lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Let's go. Thoughts can keep you down, pushing deep until you drown, or they can keep you up strong, focused on the now. Glass half full, or has it been emptied out? Well, that's all up to you and your mind. Do you doubt anything, everything, not a thing? Make my thoughts work for me, manifest what I need, what I want, what I see. I could be anything, I attract all the things that I see. I believe I'll achieve as I breathe in and out again and again. I don't doubt, I sit in a plan and I found out that I can execute if I'm driven, if I listen, if I learn all the wisdom. Read some books, something written, watch the best. Teach a system, I invest, never hidden, I ain't scared. Ain't no chicken, I take dares. I'll be winning, you get back what you're giving. Find the reason that you're living, what you're good at, all your gifts and what you love. Take a risk and find out what you've been missing. Little lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Little lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. And like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Little lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose.
Olympic hero Kurt Angle, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast.
Yo, listen. This is the best wrestler alive, Platinum Max, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling Podcast.
Hey everybody, Eric Bischoff here, and you are listening to We Are Wrestling Podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Nunzio, former WWE Cruiserweight Champion, and you're watching We Are Wrestling Podcast.
We Are Wrestling Podcast. Check them out, man.
Stay tuned, listen to the podcast. Best one, Donnie might teach you a thing or two.
Wrestling. And if you don't listen to it, then it's one-on-one with The Undertaker.
Featuring your hosts, Danny and Donnie. We are wrestling.
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, the best one, Donnie, here with...
What's going on? We are Wrestling Maniacs Worldwide. It is Ben, Uncle Ben, America's favorite Uncle Wrestling's punching bag, Rage Circus, and a bunch of different things. 1/3 of the We Are Wrestling podcast. How you guys doing today? And together we are joined here with...
What's going on, everybody?
This way.
1/3 of We Are Wrestling. Man, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I wasn't here last week, but I am back. Donnie, what is going on, man?
What is going on? We're live on a Wednesday night in living color over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. And we got a stacked episode lined up for all you ladies and gentlemen out there. if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac already and you're listening to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever you get your podcasts, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download the episode and give us a follow. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac already, over on the YouTube channel where you can catch these live episodes every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, we recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO, and of course you already know the grind is real.
Damn!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, guys, what a week it has been. And we got lots of awesome things coming soon to We Are Wrestling that you guys are definitely not going to want to miss. Let's just say, the boys, we're very hyped. We're very excited for what's to come in 2025. But we do have a couple people here in the live chat. Let's show some love. We got Angelo, a We Are Wrestling member. Sup, what's going on? We got Nathaniel. Hey guys, would you feel if Cope beats Mox and Cage cashed in at Revolution? Well, you're going to have to wait for our answer on that, pal. And we got Dan the Man. Hey, Donnie, Ben, and Danny. Hope you guys are doing good. How are you guys doing?
Sam, Donnie didn't forget you. What's going on, Sam? We do not live stream usually for NXT, but Danny over here does on his channel, Danny Huckins PW. We're here, which you'll find in the links down below, and you can catch him live on Tuesdays for the most part.
Speaking of links down below, if you guys haven't yet already, checked out the brand new We Are Wrestling Clips YouTube channel. We pin post it here in the live chat, so if you guys want to go subscribe to that, it'll really help. We're going to start posting clips on starting March 1st, and we're going to be having new clips every single day. Some nice short form content. So if you guys want to go support us there, subscribe, because when we reach 100 subscribers, we're going to be doing a giveaway to one of you. But the only way we could do that is if we get to 100, so we need to unlock it. And we have hundreds of viewers, so there's no excuses. No excuses.
Yeah, dude.
But
you don't want a cage match by sitting there.
A couple things before we have to talk about where Danny's located right now. First off, we do have a match that we are going to be sponsoring on Saturday, March 29th. And you guys already saw the graphic last month, but unfortunately, due to New England weather, we didn't get to have this show happen. So we'll be sponsoring the Paul London versus Andy Brown match at Blitzkrieg through being cool. And if you guys are in the Western Mass area, on Saturday, June 14th, We Are Wrestling is going to be at the Wrestling Classic 6 with ECW legend Blue Meanie, which we will be having pre-sale tickets coming out starting in March as well. So you guys are definitely not going to want to miss that.
No, you will not. If you're in the Western Mass area, you got to come on out to the community center in South End for a really good. If I can English, I can't do the Darwin voice from fucking Wild Thornberries. I know you can, but that's
Donnie Thornberry.
Like. Yeah, Donnie Thornberry. See, exactly. That's exactly how my brain felt. Like in that exact.
I was on point. That's right.
Big pop.
Donnie's over here popping.
At least if there's ever a reboot, we know who to call.
That's right. I can get some voice acting.
Let's go.
But we got Alex Johnson in here. What's going on, Alex?
Let's go, Alex.
So I'm going to say something real quick to Alex here. So if you guys... So I need Alex's approval because next week, like, I want to make a graphic. There was a picture that surfaced of Dirty Dom and Liv over on social media.
Is it the Daddy Dom one with says Daddy on his back and then Dom?
And I want to take the Dom off of Liv's pants and put Alex. and put Alex's face on Dirty Dom. If Alex, you give me that approval, I will freaking make a graphic next week here on the show.
Dude, abso-fucking-lutely. I think Alex would approve. I don't even think you needed his approval, honestly, at that point, because he would fucking love that. Alex is he said yes to it. So literally, Alex is the living like walking. Bro, Alex is the living walking example of fucking like absolutely go with the flow.
Hell like, yeah, but you always want to make sure because some fans are going to be comfortable with that. Others like probably don't want to really be seen.
walking, talking example of it should have been me. I'm pretty sure that he's cool with it because it
He's
should
gonna
have
love
been him
it.
in the first place.
I got a good idea for it.
Let's go, Alex.
But also a couple more things as well with watch-alongs that are coming up here on the channel, because one thing we love to do on the We Are Wrestling channel is live watch-alongs for the pay-per-views and PLEs. We'll be doing an Elimination Chamber one on March 1st, and we have AEW Revolution, which I believe is on March 3rd, right? Or 2nd? March 2nd?
Yeet. Sorry, I had to give the yeet to Spencer. What's going on, brother?
Yeet.
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 Which, yep, I believe, yep, oh no, Sunday, March 9th.
March 9th? Gotcha.
Yep, anything can happen when you're live.
I love it.
Anything can happen.
Like a whole fucking brain factory reset when you're trying to English.
Always, absolutely.
Ben can't,
All right,
ben
brother.
can't English right now.
All right, so guys, with that being said now, let's get into the power of the poll. Every week, we recommend all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs to go to the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel, go to our community tab, because we give you guys 1 week exactly to go vote. And last week, things got a little rated R, so we had the rights to censor.
Look at them cheekies. Look at all those cheekies.
Yeah, Danny,
Yeah,
you
censor that
missed
shit,
out.
bitch.
You missed out.
Yeah, you
I
missed out
felt
on a
like
good
I was
time,
I
bro.
felt like I was being Steven Richards in this situation. While
Stevie
Ben and
Richards,
all
bro.
the horny We Are Wrestling Maniacs were drooling over the pictures.
He was the Stevie Richards where we were very much given some Vinnie Mac energy for sure. I get it.
Yeah, you guys were.
Get it.
So I hope you give that Vinnie Mac energy to this week's power of the poll, because we asked all you We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there, which wrestler should have never came out of retirement? And the 4 choices you guys had were Bret Hart in 2010, Hulk Hogan during his TNA run. He's got his real American beard, brother. The Nature Boy Ric Flair, Ben's favorite wrestler of all time, 16-time. And last but not least, Shawn Michaels at Crown Jewel back in 2018. So Ben, you want to hit the beat and we can get the results? And the winner is Ric Flair with 63%, while 8% picked Bret the Hitman Hart, 10% picked Hulk Hogan in TNA, and 19% picked Shawn Michaels. Do you agree with the Maniacs?
I'll tell you
Absolutely.
what, bro.
Brother.
I do agree with who won, but I will say I would have put Hulk Hogan in the category of definitely shouldn't, because I feel like at that time Shawn Michaels could have still gone. You know what I mean?
Wait, you think
The only thing that was
Shawn
gone was his
Michaels-
fucking hair, bro.
Yeah,
Nah,
he
dude.
he was still good in the ring, bro, at that time.
I will
We're
say out of
comparing him to Hulk Hogan, bro.
that is true. That is fair. Hulk Hogan did have like 5 back surgeries during his time in TNA.
That and it was so sad to see Hulk like where he was at in TNA, because like if you just look at what the fucking dude was wearing in that match, that is just like, you go from fucking, the immortal Hulk Hogan to, fucking real American Hulk Hogan to fucking Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Just the fact that he looked as bad as he did there, like, it should never have happened.
Bro,
like,
I
that's
don't
just
know.
staining a legacy.
I don't know if this is like one of the topics that we're going to be talking about. Highly doubtful. But
I'll
did
let
you
you
hear? Did you hear Hulk Hogan and his company, the Real American Beer, is getting sued by a woman because she got hit with a beer can?
Okay. All right. Back on subject.
You got some real American beer in that background, Danny?
Dude, it's sad that you said that when she got hit with a beer can. All I saw was Spencer's comment that said, yeet, ding.
Yeet, brother.
All I think about is that scene in fucking Waterboy where fucking Coach Klein threw the ball out the window and it smacked the fucking professor in the head. He's like, "Pshay." It's a real American beer can. Oh,
So I will say this, like, I feel like Bret Hart getting last place on this is fair, because
It is fair.
unfortunately his career ended short. So like WWE giving him that opportunity to like work limited dates and like get some pretty good money probably out of it, I think was definitely a good call.
It was a good call, but my fucking God, if it wasn't for Bill Goldberg. If it wasn't for Bill Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg.
So I kind of do want to clear this up a little bit. This has really nothing to do with the conversation that we're talking about. For those of you wondering, I'm not homeless. I was not kicked out of my home.
Yes, you are.
I'm making them towns, brother. I'm currently at my grandmother's house, and this is a bedroom that she uses for storage. But the grind doesn't stop, man. So you know what? I had to pick a place.
Why is her walker in there? She needs that thing. Why is it in storage?
She has one of those walker mobile devices, brother. That she can sit down.
She can drive, and she has a driving one now.
That thing's old school, bro.
Does she have does she have a portable table that's like attached to it for like her meals and stuff? She does. Oh, dude, that's badass as fuck. So she just like moves it out of the way and then just like jumps in the tub to fucking scrub a dub. Really? Splishy splashy soap bubbles make a fucking old person. Let's go.
I needed this laugh. I love how like all of this like coexists with what we're talking about in the Power of the Bull. Last week we went from talking about freaking women in their bikinis to talking about fucking old men in their diapers.
And then talking about Danny's grandma having a fucking motorized walker.
What the fuck? This is stuff that would get cut out in a regular episode of the podcast, but for you guys, this is live in 2025. Anything can happen.
And that's what makes these is so good.
It.
That's what makes it authentic and organic, man. You need the comedic relief, and usually the best things in life are organic as fuck. So,
all right, so guys in the chat now, do you guys agree with Ric Flair having the worst coming out of retirement?
Don't put the fucking graphic back up. I can't.
You're the one that talks about the diapers, Ben. I did that for you.
Bro, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one talking about him, first of all.
Well, I will say...
Is it a lowrider?
No.
Sort of.
But I will say this, though. I do agree with the Maniacs that Ric Flair did have the worst, like, coming out of retirement because, like, him and Shawn, that was such a perfect way to go out.
It was a
banger. And he
banger.
fucked it all up by doing horrible matches in TNA and friggin' ripping his clothes off.
He just had
this
to do
retirement match being freaking Mermaid Man.
Bro, I remember.
Evil!
I remember, bro. I went live on. I think I did a dual stream on my channel, the We Are Wrestling channel, and I went live for Ric Flair's last match, and I'm pretty sure he had like a heart attack or two during that match.
He did say that he did have 2 heart attacks. That is confirmed.
Fucking idiot, and he wants to get back in the ring, dude. No, dude, just stop. No.
Well, apparently, Fandango said that when he was talking to Shawn Michaels said he has 1 or 2 matches in him, but I still don't think Shawn Michaels would come out of retirement.
I don't think so either.
I think he only did it for Crown Jewel because of the money.
Bro, if Charlotte Flair is anything like her father, that means we're gonna have to deal with her until she's in her 90s.
Yes, Spence.
That's not gonna be good.
No. But yes, I did see it, Spence. It is 100% a banger.
Yeah, but I will say, like, I do agree, actually, with this one, with the Maniacs.
Same here.
I don't know. I would have given second place to Hulk Hogan, then Shawn at third. Because Shawn got the bag.
Yeah.
Hogan, on the other hand,
yeah.
he just went to TNA and...
Bro, Hogan looked like he should have been out of the ring back in, like, fucking 2001, okay?
Nah. He had a good Ruthless Aggression
Bro,
run.
he looked good in 05 when him and Shawn went at it.
And then him and Randy, he looked good, too.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so for this week, guys, for the Power of the Poll, if you guys want to go vote on next week's, you can go do that right after this episode. It will be available, and you guys will have 1 week to vote. So, with that being said now, Ben, I know you didn't want this segment to come back, but then after last week, you wanted it to come back, so... Let's share our highlight of the week. Our favorite thing that happened this week in the wrestling world. We'll start off with you, Ben.
Mine's kind of left field because like I've been kind of like an outspoken, like, you know, I wouldn't say non-believer, but just not like a huge, massive fan of him. But neither of these guys actually, but this one kind of interests me in a weird way. And my highlight of the week would have to be the tension between probably Braun and AJ. Because, dude, like, not only are they kind of teasing AJ's final, like, you know, Intercontinental title win, you know, because he hasn't won it yet, you know, So, I mean, having AJ win it off of Braun Breaker, at least it's a veteran, at least it's believable. The dude needs a push. The dude's been either injury prone or just gone for a long time. He's already talking about hanging it up. I mean, the IC title getting AJ Styles prestige is a great fucking idea. That,
he
and it could also
he did win the
elevate
IC
Braun.
title. I think
he
it was
did?
during the Thunderdome era.
Oh, that's probably why I don't remember.
Bro,
Okay,
that doesn't count.
Either way, yeah, it doesn't really count. So either way, though, I mean, having AJ's prestige on it on his way out, it's a good thing. I'm kind of with it.
My highlight of the week was the picture Liv Morgan
I knew
posted.
I knew it.
Love you, Alex.
Yeah, if it was during the fucking Thunderdome era, bro, I barely remember it because during the Thunderdome era, it was bouncing around a lot. Like a lot. It was becoming it was becoming the US title basically.
They were kind of playing hot potato with the title. I think the only one that had it for a long period of time was Sami Zayn.
And it was and it was a fluke because he barely defended the fucking thing.
Yeah, I think he was like feuding with like Jackass and stuff. But Danny, what's your highlight of the week?
My highlight of the week has to be Sami Zayn coming back on Monday Night Raw, and him pretty much going down the history of him and Kevin Owens. And I'm wondering what they're gonna do at Elimination Chamber, because we saw sort of Kevin Owens and Randy Orton having an unsanctioned match or whatever, but it didn't really go anywhere. It like elevated the story, but they fought in the crowd a little bit, and then the referee and personnel had to like completely stop it, if I remember back in Saudi Arabia. So I'm wondering if they're gonna go that direction, and they're gonna legitimately have a match between the two at WrestleMania this year.
That would be pretty interesting to see, because with Randy Orton, like, he was written off of TV after the pile driver by Kevin Owens. So
oh shit! It's gonna be Randy versus Kevin at Mania, and then Sammy versus Karrion at Mania. Oh,
that could work. It's just
because Karrion's been doing some shit on Sami Zayn lately.
Yeah, Karrion's been absolutely killing it with his character work.
Oh, his promos
are
unbelievable.
Did you see that promo he posted on social media of him wearing the fucking wig?
Yes, I did. It was phenomenal.
Dude, Karrion's finally getting his flowers. I'm happy. I'm happy for him. But now, for my highlight of the week, I'm going to go a different route. I got to give my highlight of the week to Harley Cameron from AEW. She had her first big match. It was at Grand Slam in Australia, her home country, against Mercedes Moné. And I thought, like, she did a great job in that match. Because I remember watching her when she first showed up in AEW, and she wasn't really that experienced. She wasn't really that good in the ring. But, like, you could tell she's been putting a lot of the work in, and she's really getting over with the crowd. And honestly, I was very impressed.
I was very impressed with that match. And by the way, Ben, I know it's a little bit early, but I think me and Donnie are going to pitch in, and for either your birthday or Christmas, we're going to get you a Mercedes Moné puppet.
Love that.
If you fucking do that, I will burn it.
No, but that's not supporting Mercedes, Ben. That's supporting Harley.
I don't want anything in my house that has Mercedes Moné on it, bro. I want nothing to do with it. I want nothing to do with it. I support Harley, but I don't. No. I like the puppet, but I'm not. I don't want the puppet. No.
Shop AEW really does have to do it. I feel like they will. I feel like
it's a lost opportunity if they don't.
Bro, they never even sold a Penta mask when Penta was signed to them.
They do have a hologram mask, though.
They never sold the Penta mask when he was with them?
No, dude.
WWE
or Ray
fucking,
Phoenix.
WWE fucking capitalized on that shit real quick.
Before he even debuted.
Yeah.
Dude, the pro wrestling tees relationship with AEW, I'm not the biggest fan of, because like all they really do is shirts. They don't really do other stuff besides flags, t-shirts, micro brawlers. That's literally it.
Bro would go to an AEW event just to throw the puppet at Mercedes. Yeah. Absolutely, I would.
Yeah, but we can't talk shit because we have merch on Pro Wrestling Tees. So,
I love Pro Wrestling Tees. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like for AEW, they should have their own merch website like TNA and WWE.
Don't they? They do have it. AEWshop.com.
Serpentico mask. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
That's a dark legend right there. In case you don't.
An Evil Uno mask.
Yeah, I don't need that. But I will say this though. Like, another highlight for me, like I do want to share, and I think Phil and I were talking right now, and we might be doing like a little extra, like a mini series. Dude, that premiere of Legends, Futures, and Greats, I fucking enjoyed it.
Bro, I watched it Sunday night when I got to my grandmother's house.
Dude, Bubba Ray, like whoever made that decision to have him on the show, they deserve a raise because that was freaking great.
Bro, can we talk about that segment between Sexy BJ Ray and Bubba Ray?
Dude, Sexy BJ Ray, I'm going to tell you this right now. He is my guy. He is going to win that shit. Telling you right now.
Bro, he was on that other show that was
yes,
on the
he
Roku
was.
channel.
Yes, he was on Roku. Yes, sir. I fucking love Sexy BJ Ray. But yeah, dude, I don't know. Bubba, like, he is the highlight of that whole show. If you guys haven't checked it out, highly recommend it.
That's because he's like serious and he pulls no punches. Like he tells you exactly how it is. You know what I mean? He's really him and Undertaker are really like old school. You know what I mean? To whereas like Booker T is sort of like he's not as aggressive in a way, and neither is Undertaker. But Undertaker can be if he has to be.
I'm listening to Danny talk, Corey. I have to. I don't even know if we're on the subject we were talking about. So I'm just chilling, bro.
All right, so let's see here some of the highlights from the people in the live chat. And let's see here. We have Alex Johnson. My other highlight of the week is Livin' Dirty Dom teasing a new member for the Judgment Day.
Ooh.
Let's see. Also, we have in here Angelo. I saw a clip of Shiloh Hill, and he impersonated The Undertaker.
He impressed The Undertaker.
Impressed him. Impersonate. Where's the O? Where's the O?
Oh,
he's dyslexic. We got to remember that.
I am dyslexic. I am. Yeah.
Dyslexic is when you see
Attention
things
deficit
backwards,
disorder.
bro.
Central
Not
processing disorder. Leave me alone. All right, so with that being said, guys, let's get into our We Are Wrestling weekly TV recap. This is some of the highlights that have happened throughout the week on wrestling television. So starting things off here, last Friday on SmackDown, Charlotte Flair picked Tiffany Stratton to go for her title at WrestleMania 41. Thoughts?
Not surprised whatsoever.
I mean, it's not a surprise. It's very, they're similar in literally every single way, except for one's pretentious and one just sounds dumb. So, it's basically Charlotte Flair versus, like, a young, naive Charlotte Flair, but is weirdly probably a lot more athletic and less injury prone. So, it's going to be a banger. I mean, Tiffany and Charlotte are both, not only workhorses, but they're talented and athletic as fuck. So, I mean, it's kind of a match made in heaven if you really think about it. Like, this is a match that we've been anticipating for a long time. And for it to happen at WrestleMania, with the title on the line, I'm hoping that, Charlotte puts over Tiffany. I think that Charlotte's time in, like, the massive main event picture is done, especially with, if we see how banged up her leg is. I mean, the homegirl has to wear a brace to wrestle now. Like, that's a very key point of your 100% is now over. Like, it's over. So I think it's time now for, new stars to be built. And I think that, this is, again, probably one of the best matches you could put on for a Mania, especially a world title match.
What about you, Danny? What's your thoughts on the Tiffany versus Charlotte? Because we know you're not the biggest fan of Flair.
No, I'm not. I'm really, really, really not. But it's no surprise. They didn't want her to go up against somebody like Rhea Ripley because with the way Rhea Ripley's been booked over the last year and a half, 2 years, like
she's untouchable.
She would have beat Charlotte's ass, and they don't want Charlotte to look that bad, even though I do think she's projected to lose. I do think it's going to be a somewhat decent match, but I will be rip shit pissed if she does not put over Tiffany Stratton. It's all about putting over new stars. Look at John Cena. You damn well know that was his call to put over Jey Uso at the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah, because it was time, and he knows it was time.
And Cena said he wants to make WWE better than when he entered it, which you gotta really give him respect for that.
I wish Charlotte had that same mindset.
He was Super Cena.
Yeah. I wish Charlotte had that same mindset.
I agree. And I think, it's unfortunate with Charlotte Flair because, yes, I'm not the biggest fan of her either, and I've, expressed, my, hatred for her plenty of times here on the show. But I do feel like at the end of the day, a lot of it Man, if it was Triple H booking her, like, from the get-go, like, she wouldn't be, like, a 12-time women's world champion. She wouldn't have all these accolades. They wouldn't be trying to make her exactly like her father.
Yeah.
Because if you do watch the way she was booked when she first came to WWE and NXT, like, she was nowhere near acting like Ric Flair. But then as soon as she got up to the main roster, you know that was Vince's call.
Mm-hmm.
She's got the Flair name. Like, we need to push her as the next Ric Flair. My God.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this. If there's anybody I do want Charlotte Flair to work with at WrestleMania 41, it's got to be Tiffany Stratton. I think the two, they have very similar in-ring styles, and I do think that she needs to put Tiffany over because I think that Io Sky losing to Bayley last year at WrestleMania did kind of ruin her booking throughout 2024. So I think that, like, we can't have that same thing happen to Tiffany Stratton. I think if she wins and retains the title, people are going to start taking her serious as a legitimate champion.
Yeah, I agree.
But let's see what the live chat here is saying about this. We have Alex Johnson. Tiffy should beat Charlotte. Angelo, I'm going to laugh when Charlotte beats Tiffany because we all know it's going to happen.
Bro, no. And he said
No.
Charlotte ain't losing. She won the Rumble and was the only one to get pyro in her fucking entrance. Dude, if you're going by pyro, man, yeah, no. No.
I'm not saying I want Charlotte to win, though, but I think she will because Charlotte doesn't lose big title matches.
She doesn't.
She did lose to Rhea
But she's
Ripley
going to.
in one of the WrestleMania matches.
Yeah, he said we can't forget she put over Rhea. Yeah, but she's going to put over Tiffany, too. She's absolutely going to put over Tiffany, too. They're not going to just
Jack
bury
Roman,
everything Tiffany's ever done. They're
WWE already said if anybody breaks Ric Flair's record, it's going to be Charlotte. I disagree. I think
disagree
Cena's going to
heavily.
break the record.
If it's Charlotte, dude, like, man, fuck him. He's fucking...
Because
slob
that's
on
like
Ric
that
Flair,
was like
not
my
more.
issue a lot of the times with Charlotte Flair. Like, maybe like if she had like decades like worth like of her career, like her father, then I wouldn't be upset about her being like a 12 or 13 time champion. But like she won the title, lost it right away, won the title back, and that I didn't like. They were trying to make it happen too quick, and sometimes with that, you got to just let it naturally happen.
Yep.
But
And like the way I look at it is, you know, Charlotte only has so many more years left. You know what I mean? I feel like she should be at the stage of her career to where, kind of like Cena, you know, he wants to leave WWE better than when he found it. He wants to elevate and make
we've covered that already. Yeah, dude, 100%, absolutely. But again, you know, I just at the end of the day, I just hope to fucking Christ that, you know, she like recognizes that her time is done. Like, I just hope it. I think
in WWE's women's division, like, we already know who's established. Now we need to establish some of these new talent.
Yeah,
I think
like all these
Tiffany
NXTs.
Stratton needs to get that Charlotte Flair rub. Because
That
it
and
could really benefit her.
Yeah, of course. And like you have all these people coming up from NXT already. So like, no, we need to get this ball moving. We need to get this ball moving now. Like Charlotte Flair does not have any more time in the sun and should not, because they are a lot more, even more talented women than her coming up. So
yeah, no, I absolutely agree.
I got my eyes on Roxanne Perez, bro. She's gonna be huge.
She's gonna be huge. She's gonna be a women's world title.
She's gonna be huge. Jordan Grace is gonna be huge when she comes up to main roster. Like, there's a lot that's gonna be happening, and the whole fucking landscape of WWE is gonna be changing in the women's division. So Charlotte needs to start putting people over.
Yep.
That I agree. But one final question, real quick. This is just yes or no. We don't need explanation.
Bet.
Do you think Charlotte does win one more women's world championship before she retires?
Yes, just not now.
Yeah. Yep. I do.
All right, I agree with you guys on that. Speaking of somebody who's been making some noise over in the NXT brand, at NXT Vengeance Day, Stephanie Valkyrie defeated Fallon Henry for the NXT Women's North American Championship. What's your thoughts on her winning the title?
Dog, Stephanie Valkyrie is one of these women that I'm talking about that is going to be called up very soon. That is going to change the landscape of WWE's women's division, dude. She is a future world title winner, and I feel like she is going to have a healthy reign when it happens. She is ridiculous, bro. And then seeing her go in the Rumble, dude, just solidified that more for me. And I've seen plenty of her matches on NXT. So, no, dude, like, I am again, firm believer in Stephanie Valkyrie. 100%.
What about you, Danny? What's your thoughts?
Well, I watched this match live, And even though I didn't necessarily think it was a great match, it was
Facts,
very,
Angelo.
it was very sloppy. Like, I thought the match was going to be a lot better than it was. The fact that Stephanie Vacker won is phenomenal. This is her first title win, I believe, in the WWE system.
It is.
Yep.
So, I mean, I feel like within 2026, bro, they're going to have no choice but to call her up to the main roster. I just hope they have a plan for her going forward. I do see her being NXT Women's Champion at some point. I mean, girls like her, Zarya, Julia, like, they're going to be running WWE.
Oh, I
Hot take,
fucking love Julia.
Just to add to your thing, bro. I think Stephanie Vacker is probably one of the only women I could see being double champ. She's one of the only people. She has the charisma for it, bro. She has that aura.
I was gonna say, I feel like she's gonna be the first person to hold the women's North American title and the NXT women's
That's
title.
what I'm saying.
But I don't think it will be at the same time because they want to separate both of like the divisions. But I do think she will be the first one.
I see her holding both at the same time. I see her holding both at the same time because I see weirdly and feel that like she has the same aura that Keith Lee did. And I think that she could hold both at the same time and then drop either both simultaneously to two different people in like 2 out of 3 falls or something, or separating each.
Bro,
like,
at
one
the
by
end,
one.
I won't be mad at Stephanie versus Julia, dude. I will not be mad about that. A title versus title match, give it to me, please.
Hell yeah, Donnie.
At the end of Vengeance Day, after Julia won the Fatal 4-Way match, Stephanie Vacker comes out. They both look at each other, they shake hands, and then they both rose both their titles. They're planning something.
That's the thing, like, especially in this new era of WWE, they do little things like that where, like, us on the We Are Wrestling podcast, we question it, we have fantasy booking, we think about it.
In Triple H's era of WWE, things are purposely on screen for a reason. It always leads to something, whether or not
even if it's somebody's in the background not doing anything.
Exactly, either they circle back to it or they follow up immediately. So it is always on purpose.
Stand and Deliver. Do you think that match could happen at Stand and Deliver? That's the one on WrestleMania weekend, right, Danny?
Yeah, they do it the afternoon before WrestleMania Night 1.
Yeah, so here's my thoughts about it.
Hell yeah, bro.
Great decision. I'm a big fan of Stephanie. I've been a big fan of hers since Stardom. She's been very
Japan,
talented,
right?
Fantastic. Yep.
Yeah.
Because I watched the first time I ever watched her wrestle was Forbidden Door, and it was her versus Mercedes, and they had a great fucking match.
That was
and
my
you
first time, too.
you motherfuckers thought she was gonna land in AEW. Y'all thought she was gonna land in AEW, and
a lot of the times, dude, like if you look at like the percentage of New Japan wrestlers, usually a lot of the times they do go to AEW over WWE because of the style.
She wanted the exposure before she got to WWE, and that was the plan all along.
Bro, she's the whole reason. She's the whole reason Tony Khan.
She made the right decision.
She's the whole reason that Tony Khan is now making a lot of these stars from like New Japan, CMLL, or whatever. Like if they're going to be showcased on an AEW show, they have to sign a waiver stating that if their contract is coming up soon, that it'll be so long before they're able to sign over with WWE.
Yeah, I think it's like a 90-day thing.
Stephanie got the exposure against Mercedes, and then like
a week later showed up at NXT.
It wasn't that soon, but like
that was absolutely smart on her behalf. And I'm an AEW fan.
Who won that match?
I believe Mercedes.
I think Mercedes did, yeah.
Ugh.
But great fucking match, though.
I'm gonna
really good match.
Go back and go back and at least watch the match.
No,
watch it for Stephanie, not Mercedes.
No.
It's a really good match, but I will say this though, very happy for her. Her and Julia holding the titles. This is a new start to like a new women's division in NXT. I think they have a very stacked roster from the mid-carders to the tag teams to the main eventers. And especially now having Jordynne Grace on the brand is just going to make it even more exciting. Stephanie being the champ, very happy for her. I think that she definitely did make the right decision. Leaving Stardom, going instead of AEW, going to WWE because she's in a great position right now. Big fan of her work.
Honestly, I'm starting to think Ben was right. Yep. Ben was right about Mercedes. Exactly.
Who said that?
James All Day. I'm honestly
I see
starting
it.
to think Ben was right. Exactly. 5 minutes on the Mandalorian made her go cuckoo.
Oh my god. Fuck off. I still
Stop.
love Mercedes. I'll be meeting her in a month. Exactly.
Stop
And you can
stroking
tell her
Ben's
she's
ego.
trash.
Stop stroking Ben's ego, man. He will never let you
Hey,
live this down.
I will send you a produced production video of me calling her trash to the camera. You can show her for me.
All right, so let's read some of these comments now. Let's see. We have James all day. Thank God Stephanie didn't go to AEW. Look at the women's division there. I think their women's division's not bad, but I think
Not
she
gonna
made the
lie,
right
bro.
decision. She
Not
fits
gonna lie.
perfect.
Not gonna lie, and this
In
comes from somebody
WWE.
that watches the weekly shows like religiously, for content. The women's division in WWE and AEW are fucking horrible.
WWE is
And-
starting to get stacked, bro.
Yeah, but on the main roster, there's only like 3 or 4 main like top women.
Yeah,
You
but
know
I
what
think
mean?
that's booking. That's Triple H's fault. That is not the women's
However,
fault.
I will say I am very, very proud of Triple H booking Lyra Valkyria as strong as he has because, dude, that girl's got some fucking promise.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
I-
Ray
don't-
Phoenix, it's
don't-
Ray
don't-
Phoenix.
Do not get me started with Lyra and Chelsea. I am not happy with them being in the elimination qualifier matches and
I like it.
losing. But they lost.
Oh, they lost. Oh, I thought you meant they got
They
into it. I
lost.
haven't been
Like
paying
that's
attention to the women's.
like we're losing some credibility here on these champions. Why are we putting them in a qualifying match?
knowing they're gonna lose when they
Thank
just
you.
became, the first ever U.S. and the first ever women's Intercontinental champions.
I feel like one of them should have won at least.
That's what I'm saying. Like it would have made the title feel more important.
I mean, I can also understand having them lose too, because at the same time, you're also having champions elevate the person going into the chamber, also kind of making it feel special. Like it's going to give them credibility going into the chamber. If they can throw off a champion, they're going to stand strong in the chamber, and there's a possibility we might get swerved and we might get a really fucking good turnout. So I can understand it too. I try to look at these things with positivity, if that makes any sense.
As much as
Yeah,
I'm not,
no, I get it.
as much of a fan as I'm not of Raquel Rodriguez, shout out to her for putting Roxanne Perez over and Roxanne going to the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, but I like that, but at the same time, like, you're losing some credibility here on the titles. Even Crazy 101 said it. Exactly.
Yes,
it's dumb
Corey.
for them to get pinned. In fact, Lyra's first match as champion was getting pinned. Like, I don't know. I feel like if you want to make these titles feel important, I think they shouldn't have put them in the qualifier match.
Yeah,
Yep.
I get it, but I'm also trying to look at this in a different set of eyes.
Yeah, no, and I totally understand that and respect that. But moving on now, I really want to know your guys' thoughts on this topic here. Also, chat, we need you guys
Facts,
to interact in the live chat here because we do want to hear your guys' opinion as well. Speaking of NXT, man, wow, TV recap, NXT is taking over this shit. At NXT Vengeance Day, we had the Shield 2.0. We had 4 mystery guys attack Obi at the end of the show.
Don't
and
care.
here are the stars that attacked him.
They're not
We have
stars.
Cutler James. We
Who?
have Osiris Griffin,
Who?
Dion Lennox, and
Who?
Shaquan Sugar.
Ew.
Ooh.
Based on their first impressions and presentation of this new faction,
Crazy got that.
what's your thoughts on it?
That crazy's right. Retribution Shield, bro. It's fucking garbage.
Don't care.
It's dookie water. It's trash. There's no star power in there except for the dude with the glasses. That's the only one I recognize out of anybody. Who the fuck wanted this? Nobody. Get it the fuck out of here. Burn it with fire.
I don't care. They've done literally nothing to really build up excitement. They started doing the
Yep.
vignettes like it was going to be like either
Thank
a massive
you.
return.
Thank
or
you,
somebody,
James.
Who cares?
Britt Baker was a top star. She gets into trouble with Mercedes, and she's now MIA. Exactly. Thank you.
Britt Baker never
Ugh.
got into trouble with Mercedes, did she?
It was with MJF.
Yep.
But I will say this, though. Like, I think they really messed up here by not having at least one established star. And I think giving them the same look as the Shield, you're already setting them up for failure.
Big time.
And that's unfortunate because one of the guys in there, Cutler James, is somebody that I watched on that series over on Roku. He was a part of that show with Sexy BJ Ray. And I thought that he was going to be a big star. He has a lot of promise to him. I think he has a good look. And I think, like, you're already just setting, like, all 4 of these guys up for failure. And it's unfortunate. Like, I think the presentation is badass, though. I thought it was badass, like, the way that they came out, like, in the crowd and everything, with the lights, like, all freaking strobe and stuff. I liked it. But, like, the star power, you're right, is missing.
No.
You want to know
why it's not going to work.
You want to know what I find absolutely hilarious about this?
Exactly. There will be another Shield.
So I did a little reaction to a video by WrestleMania on my channel, and it was about like 10 like banned wrestling attires in WWE, and one of them was the Shield. They had like these masks or whatever, and Vince McMahon fucking hated them because he wanted to be able to see their face. Those are the same exact masks that those fucking new dudes are using in fucking NXT. Yeah, if you search up those masks, like Shield masks, on Google or whatever, it should come up.
It is.
Just like
they are, and I don't like it, dude. Like, I don't care about this at all. I really don't.
I hear you. But I do want to ask you guys, because a lot of the times in a faction, no matter if it's a success or a failure, there's somebody that does come out of it as a star. So just based off appearances, who do you think will be the star out of these 4?
I don't fucking know. Him, the one with the glasses. Because he at least...
Dion Lennox.
He looks probably like the only one that actually looks like a fucking WWE superstar.
Probably the big beastly guy with the fucking dreads.
That's what I was thinking too.
Nah, he has
Osiris
Griffin.
But
Osiris Griffin got a baby face.
Dion Lennox kind of looks like Montez Ford a little bit.
A little bit. I see a little bit of it.
What's up, Sean? Yeah, no, I don't. I have nothing else to kind of add to this one, just because I really don't care. I really don't
care.
I know. I feel like some people think it's cool. There's other people that don't. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens here. But I think them, like, if they need to get a promo out as soon as possible, because they need to get away from that Shield comparison, because that's just going to make them fail. Yep. Which I am hoping that, it does work out for them at the end of the day, but we're going to have to wait and see. Moving on now to our next TV recap. At AEW Grand Slam, Timeless Toni Storm defeated Mariah May to become a 3-time AEW Women's World Champion. What's your thoughts on this?
Congratulations. You won it in Australia, your home country, and you put what it feels like a bow on a really, really good rivalry, and, you know, it had really positive build-ups, and it took us for a ride. Toni Storm is probably the greatest thing that AEW has going for them, and I'll give that to her, you know. Other than that, cool, you know.
I did mess up. She's a 4-time champion.
Okay.
My bad.
And she broke her labia. Can't forget that.
Wait, was that on WWE?
No.
With the pie? No.
After she won at Grand Slam Australia, she got on the mic or whatever after the show ended, and she was like, "I broke my labia."
I will say this. I'm really happy that AEW did have Toni Storm versus Mariah May as the main event of this event, because I do feel like it's been one of the most consistent, good storylines that AEW has going for them. So to reward them with the main event spot, I think absolutely well-deserved. And I think that this is a great ending to a good feud. And Toni Storm, like, obviously, I think she has one of the best characters in all of the women's divisions, like, all over the place. And just to see her go from, like, being a joke in WWE, getting pies in her face, to, like, really just getting over with this character, I'm really happy for her. Very talented.
Yeah. Cool.
But moving on now to our last We Are Wrestling weekly TV recap. And I know everybody here in live chat, we need your thoughts on the new name change. But at WWE NXT, Ricky Starks got a new name in WWE, and it was revealed as Ricky Saints. What's your thoughts on this?
It's not a bad thing, dude. Like, a lot of people fucking hate a lot of name changes, but one, let's start with the simple fact and address the elephant in the room. It's not really changed all that much. Like, it's really not. Saints, whatever, but I'm assuming they're starting him off as a babyface. It could always change back at some point, especially if he were ever to turn heel, especially on the main roster. It's not everything is forever, dude. And from what I learned, or from what I saw, the only reason that he got a name change was timing of some kind of copyright thing that he was doing with it, outside of WWE. And there wasn't like enough time for it, which is why they never said his name in the first place in NXT when he showed up. So if you really think about it, dude, it took us a while to get used to Gunther, but now we can't even remember him as as Walter anymore, because everything that he did as Gunther trumped everything he did beforehand. That and Ricky Starks was also tied to a lot of bad shit with AEW. It's a fresh start, dude. It's a new place, new start, and you want to make a name for yourself as a new superstar on the biggest stage of them all in wrestling. You have to. And I get it. Sometimes it just works. It grows on people, man.
My issue is just like, Ethan Page was able to keep his name. Jordan Grace was able to keep her name. Like, there's a lot of people from, like, whether it's TNA or AEW that have come over, and they've been able to keep, the name that they previously used and the name that they're known by. Ricky Starks is known as Ricky Starks. Like, if you go to somebody that's, like, was familiar with him in AEW, and you're really like, yo, do you like Ricky Saints? They'll be like, who the fuck
Thank
is
you,
that?
Angelo. He chose the name because he's from New Orleans. He chose the name.
He did reveal that
on
on Busted Open, after hours.
Yeah. So, it's really, if he's cool with it, what's the fucking issue? At least it's not like fucking something crazy that had no relation to what he was before. They didn't take that from him.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Like, the Ricky Starks name goes back even before AEW, because he did a lot. He was a hot name in the independents before AEW. He was a hot name in the NWA when it was actually good for a couple of months with Billy Corgan.
Yeah.
I think with Ricky Starks, don't fix something that's not broken. Ricky Saints, I do feel like it will grow on me, just like the Gunter thing, because you did make a great point there. But I don't know. I feel like Ricky Starks was just a great name. Like, Ricky Saints, it kind of feels forced.
It's really not that forced, but Crazy did make a point. He said maybe he didn't want to license it to WWE because he owns it. So maybe that might be a thing too. And that's why he chose to opt a different reason.
That is also probably business-wise, that definitely does make the most sense why he would do that. But I don't know. Like, again, I do think it'll grow on me through time. It will. It's not the worst thing out there.
Yeah, and it's not. At least it's not whack. Like Ricky Saints still sounds good. Like, it still sounds good.
I feel like it's gonna grow on me when he turns heel, because I think him as a babyface, like Ricky Saints, reminds me of Ricky Ortiz.
See, that's the thing though. Like, when he goes heel, I could honestly see him going to Ricky Starks again. Like, I could honestly see that happening on main roster at some point. At least it's not Ricky Johnson. Yo, facts.
Yeah, but let's read some of the comments here, because a lot of you guys have some very strong opinions about this. So we got James all day. I don't mind a new faction, but stop recycling gimmicks. Oh, that's a old comment. Oops. Anything can happen when you're live. Kind of a mid-name change, but it'll grow on me. And let's see here. We got Crazy 101. It's so dumb because Ethan Page / Jade Cargill, Sean Spears got to keep their name, so why not get to keep his name? That's kind of how I feel like Danny and I feel about that. And he chose the name because he's from New Orleans. Yes, he did. Let's see. We have a lot of different name changes that don't change the person. But sometimes I feel like the name makes the person too. If you have a shitty name, you're set for failure. But this is not a shitty name.
I was looking up Ricky Starks, and that's his birth given name. That's the only name he's ever used in pro wrestling.
Maybe he wants to go under
James
another
all
name.
day.
Yeah.
Same with Brian Pillman Jr., a.k.a. Lexus King. I do like the Lexus King thing. I do too.
Lexus King
he's trying to be different from his dad. I respect that.
That makes sense, though. He didn't want to be how Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair's real name is Ashley. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do like the Ash by L. Some it works, some it doesn't. I think it just has to grow on me. Dan, I don't know. It doesn't really bother me. He's going to kill it either way. That, I agree, 1,000,000%.
Yeah, dude.
At least the gimmick stays the same. That's always a big thing as well.
He's absolute, bro.
But we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. I do think it will grow on a lot of people. I think people are overreacting right now. It's not the worst thing that's happened. As long as he gets to keep the presentation and be himself, I think that's all we really care about.
I'm just a big believer in don't fix something that's not broken.
Me too. I still stand by it. But I don't think it's the worst thing in the world.
Can't wait to see him versus Cody eventually.
I do hope that does happen.
That's going to be sick.
But so now, guys, with
No.
that being said, let's get into the We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors. And we got some good ones this week. Starting things off, WWE has announced that Michelle McCool will be inducted with Triple H in the 2025 WWE Hall of Fame. What's your thoughts on her getting in?
Man, this might come out of left field, but I ain't never been a Michelle fan, and other than marrying The Undertaker and a few women's title reigns, what special did anything? What did she do that was so special? Because I'm failing to really pull anything out of my memory bank. Because I'm failing to do so.
I kind of feel like.
Can I ask you guys something?
Sure.
What?
Have you guys listened to Chris Van Vliet's interview with Michelle McCool?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to
I
see how
kind
you
of
guys
feel.
did.
I kind of feel like this was all done because Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, you know, the whole Triple H getting inducted thing at the WWE headquarters, and I feel like Triple H felt like, you know, this would
owed
be
it to them.
Yeah.
Like
That's kind of what it feels like. I don't
she
know.
has not had a Hall of Fame worthy career, in my opinion, to be honest. Like, as a performer in the WWE, I really think it's kind of
Victoria's not even in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
man. I
and
feel like
I would pick
Victoria was-
Victoria over Michelle McCool.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot more deserving people than Michelle McCool, and honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that if I'm being completely honest, I don't think that she deserves to ever be inducted just because she didn't have she's going in by default because she's an ex-women's champion and didn't do things that could have jeopardized her career outside of WWE. But in terms of what she has accomplished or done in moments that she's had, and they're very few because I can't even think of one, but she may have had moments, I am not a big fan, and to be honest, it's not Hall of Fame worthy.
Bro, I gotta
Okay, but
address
there's
this
one
real quick.
important accolade that you guys are not talking about, and that
Which
is
one? Marrying the Undertaker.
she was the very first Divas champion.
And you
here's
know
the-
how memorable that era was?
Okay, but here's the thing. With the shit that they were given, Michelle McCool was one of the biggest standouts during that time where they were only able to friggin' have a couple minute matches. Like even Angelo just said here, she was so good, her punches were better than the men. They yelled at her for having a better punch. Her and Victoria had to go back and restart a match because they hit harder than the men. Like, I feel like because of the era that she was in, maybe it doesn't seem like she's Hall of Fame worthy, but I think with the shit that she was given, she went out there and made the best of it, and I think her and Layla, I think both of them should be inducted at the same time, Lay Cool, because that is when they started to get actual...
Dude,
because that's when they started to get actual television time, and they started to prove to WWE Creative that they're worth more than just bikini contest.
Lay Cool, 100% I'll give you. Michelle McCool as a singles competitor, I'm sorry, but it's probably the most underwhelming induction that literally I couldn't tell you one person really genuinely deep down cares about. Because there's so many people that deserve more.
I care about it.
I would have rathered Victoria. I would have rathered fucking
me too.
Christy Hemme, honestly, if she wasn't already inducted.
No.
Right? No.
She's never won a championship.
She's
Just
never won a
Divas
championship?
match.
Well,
That was it.
regardless, I don't know. Michelle McCool I've never been a fan of, but again, congrats.
I want to address this. what
Gail
Crazy
Kim,
101
yes,
said
because
a little
Gail
while
Kim
ago.
is the reason why fucking TNA is thriving.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Crazy 101 said that he doesn't think Triple H deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Crazy? Are you smoking that good? And can you share? Candice Michelle, yes. She 100% did. She was like the face of fucking ruthless aggression at the very end of it. At the very end of it, she was one of the faces, bro. So yes, absolutely.
But I don't know, man.
Mickey
I
James,
feel like Michelle does deserve to be in it. Like, I know she's not like the fan favorite,
Danny's on it.
but Mickey, absolutely, 1 million.
She deserves it more than fucking anybody that's not in the Hall of Fame in the women's division, bro. Especially Nick Aldis should be the one to induct her too. Like 100%.
And the thing is, like,
But I could see Mickey James though being like a headliner for like a class.
and the thing is, like,
I could.
And the thing is, like, I wanna also, talk about this. When Michelle McCool like retired, like that was pretty much it. Like she's never
yeah.
done any like she had like a Rumble appearance here and there, but she never like did like any like producing.
She didn't have any moments.
She didn't have any moments like in WWE. Like
That's what I'm saying.
Mickey James, now she's on LFG. She's, like there's a lot that
Lillian
other
Garcia,
women
yeah.
deserve.
Yeah, Lillian Garcia deserves it more than fucking Michelle McCool, man.
Lillian Garcia is our child.
But I will say, though, congratulations, though, to Michelle McCool. Huge accomplishment. Even if you like it or you don't like it, well-deserved.
Dude, I'm putting... All right, nah. I'm saying this right now. I'm comparing Michelle McCool's fucking Hall of Fame induction to Beyonce winning a Grammy. Their husbands bought it. I don't care.
Not my
I'm saying
words. All right, Ben, you said
Their husbands
that.
bought it.
So, moving on now to Crazy 101's favorite wrestler, Triple H revealed the brand new WWE ID Championships earlier this week. What's your thoughts on this and the whole concept here?
One,
with the titles.
pretty fucking beautiful titles, man. Especially for something, I know it's very small, but this is careers we're talking about. This is, time. This is people's dreams, and they don't have to go anywhere else have they win this championship. Because if a WWE ID champion wins, I'm telling you this right now, we're likely going to see them in an NXT match, and I hope it's somebody that we know. Like, I hope it's somebody we know.
I hope it's like a Bryce Donovan, Aaron Rourke.
Fucking, what's that other fucking kid? Marcus
Mathers.
Marcus Mathers is another person who was phenomenal when we saw him at Blitzkrieg, bro. Like, Marcus Mathers and fucking Bryce Donovan are the two that I'm hoping, end up winning it, because I want to see them on NXT. That would be sick as fuck.
Crazy
bro.
101, where I agree with you, these titles are not going to be showcased like on a weekly basis on WWE television.
No, I can only see it showing up on NXT for whoever wins it and really gets the opportunity to tussle into some big dogs. So, no, I really do hope that Bryce Donovan wins it, because honestly, I'm going to say it from one aspect. They are missing agile big guys.
They are.
So, and Bryce Donovan would fit it. And dude has already gotten in ridiculous shape. Imagine if he got a fucking contract. Dude would be nuts.
I want to see Bryce Donovan.
But here's the thing I will say, though, about the WWE ID titles. I think that this is a great move, and WWE ID is separate from NXT. It's separate from Legends, Future, and Greats, and it's also separate from the main roster. It's its own identity, which I believe Evolve is where we're going to be seeing a lot of these WWE ID people. But I will say this, I think that this is a great move. This is another way to get more eyes on these prospects holding a WWE title, and I think that this is also great for the independent promotions. And I'm a huge advocate for that.
Absolutely.
He is the current IWTV champ and beat Cruel, and a fan brings the weapons match.
Hell fucking yeah, dude.
But I don't think, you can't compare these titles. You can't add them to, WWE, because they're not on WWE. You're not going to see, okay, maybe, in the crowd. They'll be in the crowd somewhere. But, they're not going to wrestle on Raw or SmackDown.
No, they would wrestle on NXT.
Maybe NXT, but they have Evolve. Evolve is going to be for independent wrestlers.
Facts.
That's why they brought it back.
I think that the first WWE ID champion is going to get rewarded big, and I think it will be a match on NXT and or an appearance in the crowd. I think that it could happen. There's going to get something, because this is WWE, man. They're going to want to make the number one thing in the first time event big.
Well, hold on a minute. To be fair, Angelo, it doesn't matter how many titles they add, still won't have more than AEW.
Facts.
That's not true. Because right now, if you do combine the AEW and Ring of Honor titles, WWE actually does have more.
Hey, what's up, Dan?
Hey, what's going on, Dan the man?
What's up, man?
But I will say this, I think it's a great move. It's going to get even more eyes on these prospects. And you have now something that they all can fight for. And competition brings out the best in everybody, too.
Big facts.
And
Nothing but
I'm not going to be... You know who I think is going to be the first champ? I'm going to go with Brad Baylor.
Shut up.
Look at Alex Johnson's
took a nap, ready to talk wrestling. Fuck yeah, man.
Ooh, I have Zeta Steele being the first WWE ID. Zeta Steele being the first ID women's champion. I think that's going to happen. She was the first announcement with this whole program.
Sick.
So I definitely could see her winning the belt. But we're going to have to wait and see. I love this move. I think that this is great. Moving on now to our next We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors topic. According to PW Insider, Josh Alexander is now officially a free agent and is already in negotiations with several companies. And according to Fightful, Josh Alexander is expected to be AEW bound. What's your thoughts on Alexander possibly choosing AEW over WWE?
Oh my God! Just it was so nonchalant. Go ahead, I got nothing. So go ahead, Danny.
I think this is a horrible move creatively. I do think that
Was not expecting that.
The way Tony Khan, books a lot of the talent or whatever, he's gonna end up getting lost in the shuffle. You know what I mean? Because when you really break it down, Josh Alexander is kind of like a Wardlow or kind of like a Miro. Like he's one of those,
What?
He is.
No, he's not.
He's not he's not a high flyer. He has the same kind of style as a Wardlow or a Miro.
He's more you got to compare him more to an amateur wrestler, not a Wardlow or a Miro.
Well,
he wrestles more like he's more of a Chad Gable, but doesn't have the personality. No disrespect to the Walking Weapon. Great wrestler.
I just think he's gonna get lost in the shuffle. It seems like Tony Khan wants to book guys like Ricochet and Swerve as opposed to Wardlow. And the reason why Miro left is because one, he thought Tony Khan's creative was fucking shit, and two, he wasn't on the show. So I think it's a horrible move. But I also couldn't see him in WWE as well because I don't know.
That's why I think that this is a good move for Josh Alexander. Because his style of wrestling fits better in AEW than it does WWE. Tell me what his ceiling's going to be in WWE, Danny.
IC title. US maybe.
No. Not happening.
Josh Alexander?
Tag team.
Not happening. Maybe tag team. I'll
maybe tag team. Maybe tag team. He said not happening.
Nope. Because the thing is, in WWE, you have to be larger than life. You have to have character. And Josh Alexander is a fantastic professional wrestler. I'm not going to take that away from him. But his personality is not there. He lets his in-ring work do the talking. And in WWE, you're not going to succeed with just your in-ring work. It's like what Michael Cole said on Impulsive. He said that it's more storytelling first.
I still have to watch that, so no spoilers.
Before you get in, that's the only thing I'm going to say is Michael Cole said, it's storytelling first before professional wrestling. And that is why exactly Josh Alexander is not going to fit in WWE, and I think him going to AEW is the better choice.
I could see, but I see him being on television, maybe 2-3 weeks and then being gone for fucking 6 months. And then that's going to be the rotation, I feel for Josh Alexander. They're not going to have much for him to do.
Yeah.
He should have stayed in TNA.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dan, I think, said it best here. The roster's too stacked in AEW. I feel like he won't be used as much as he went back to TNA. Yeah, I think TNA was... Because I know even Ricky said it on a Ricky Knows Best a while back. He doesn't want Josh Alexander to go to either WWE or AEW.
It had to have been a money thing. He must have wanted more money in AEW, and TNA just didn't have the money to pay him.
Well, I can confirm that, Danny, because according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Josh Alexander reportedly is signing with the highest bidder when deciding between AEW and WWE. He's going to go to AEW or WWE, and it looks like AEW, but I do know two things. Number one, he has decided where he was going, and number two, it was whether the highest bidder was for him. So the story is, it's AEW, but I know those were the two key decision points. Providing the best for his family was key.
That's understandable.
So I do think AEW, and you're working less dates, so I think AEW's the realistic option.
Yeah, but
we are just gonna have to wait and see what happens.
It's not like It's not like it was back in the day, bro. WWE superstars work. Depending out, they're going to be doing an overseas tour. They usually work 3 days a week.
But now, how many times a week is Josh Alexander gonna have to work in WWE?
In AEW, you mean?
Well, if he did work for WWE, how many times? Because they still do house shows.
He would fly into, if he was on Monday Night Raw, he'd fly it into a city Saturday, do a house show Sunday, and then do Monday Night Raw on Monday, and then go home.
That is true, but with AEW, he would only have to go once and then possibly pay-per-views. But
The catering.
all right,
food
Ben,
better be
we'll
good.
stop talking about Josh Alexander. That's how I feel about his character work. What Ben
That's
just
why
did,
I was just, dude,
that's
I was
how I
literally
feel.
starting to get really relaxed for a second there. I was just listening to y'all talk.
All right, so let's read some of the comments real quick, and then we'll move on. James All Day, Josh Alexander in AEW. He'll do 2 matches on Dynamite, 1 match on Collision, and become MIA for 2 months. That I kind of disagree. We got
The
Dan.
catering food better be good.
Whoop. And then we also have Josh said that he wants to be in the G1, so AEW is the way to go because of the partnership. Exactly. He's more of a professional wrestler. Dan, understandable for the family. Got to take care of them. Family first, always. But we're just going to have to wait and see what happens within the next upcoming weeks. So now, moving on to our next We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors. Ben, I know you're going to be wide awake for this one. And Danny might be the one sleeping in that pile of stuff that's behind him.
Jeez,
Recently,
fucking savage.
on the Speakeasy podcast, Michin talked about the marijuana policy in WWE and said this, and I quote, "So before, marijuana used to be on the WWE's drug list, and they took that off a few years ago. So when I got home on Saturdays, I'll do that, just chill out all day, and then I get back into the gym on Sundays. What's your thoughts about weed not being a banned substance anymore in WWE?"
Matt Riddle's fuming. Crazy 101. Yeah, Matt Riddle's fucking fuming. 2, I mean, dude, like it's
RVD
legalized.
fuming too.
Yeah, dude. No, he's not, dude. He fucking gave Vince McMahon rolling papers behind the scenes, and Vince was laughing his fucking ass off.
Yeah, but he lost he didn't get to hold the WWE title for a long time because of his addiction to marijuana.
Yeah, but regardless, though, and first of all, no, I mean, I guess you're right, but regardless, it's a good
Brian
move.
Kendrick.
It's a good move though, because now wrestlers don't have to go for a lot of the hard shit anymore when they can just smoke a fucking joint for the pain and to go to sleep and to feel better. They don't have to get addicted to fucking opiates. They don't have to fucking go out and fucking drink their pain away, you know? Like, they can just smoke a fucking joint, eat, go to sleep, and then head back to the gym on Sunday. There's nothing wrong with that, dude. And it makes things kind of enjoyable now, you know? You get to relax in, like, whatever way you see possible without having to fucking feel like you're going to lose your job over something that's really not a harmful substance. As long as you're not operating a vehicle, you know, you're home, you're not getting injured over it. Like, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to fall asleep and go to a food coma. That's it. It's not a gateway drug to do fucking cocaine, you know?
And
like,
it's becoming legalized everywhere
it's
now.
because it's finally being recognized as medicinal as well. So recreational states are allowing a lot more shit. So it's like, dude, it's kind of perfect. As long as they're not like as long as they understand the state laws and don't break those state laws, they should be fine, you know? So I mean, I'm glad 100% that it's taken off of the ban list, you know, because it's not harmful. It's really not.
The two states that I know it's not legal is Texas and Florida.
Cheers, by the way, which is wild because everything goes down in Florida.
Cheers to all the Dans in the live chat. We got so many Dans. Yeah, so I will say this. I think that this is a great move.
Bro, Angelo's comment is great.
Wait, right here. I mean, that was kind of obvious when Travis Scott came out smoking a joint on TV. Yeah,
Yep.
To be fair, I agree with that. But I will say that 3 Dans and 1 Donnie.
Yeah.
That's right. I get mistaken a lot. Like when I say like my name's Don on the phone, they'll be like, Dan? No, Don. D-O-N. But getting back into like the whole marijuana thing in WWE, I believe a couple years ago, Fightful, Sean Ross Sapp even said like the whole like policy, like the whole like thing, like you're allowed to smoke marijuana and stuff. So this isn't new news, but I am
But
happy
people are being
for
open
the
about it now.
superstars.
Yeah, the superstars
They're
are being
more
open about it now.
And I think
And
that's
it's
a great
cool.
thing.
It's cool
That's
to hear
why-
it, you know?
That's why they have all that smoking gorilla position. Triple H.
Triple H probably smoking something. In the
Whenever you see a video of the gorilla position, you always see smoke like coming up from the floors.
Yeah, that's probably where they get all the smoke for like the Wyatt Six stuff that they do backstage.
Yeah, man. Dude, I mean, Matt Riddle told us to like bring a joint to him next time we fucking go out to see him, and he'd spark it up right there. So
we will. Northeast Wrestling in May, Ben.
We'll see you in May.
We'll see you in May.
That vlog about to be sweet. Vlog about to be sweet.
Yes, sir. But I will say I am happy for the superstars because, like you said, Ben, like it's better to smoke marijuana for pain than doing opiates and alcohol.
Yeah.
So honestly,
it's not putting a stain
this
on
is
your
a good
life.
move.
Yeah, 100%, man.
This is a great move because it's not harmless. Like as long as you like can control like how much you're smoking or how much edibles you're eating, as long as you have control over it.
Facts, James.
I think that's fine.
He said it's a circle like that 70s show in gorilla position. They're just passing a doobie.
I can picture Bruce Pritchard just fucking taking a hit and saying, "I love you."
I love you so low. Brings the fucking
no. This is how Jacob Fatu does it. He goes, "I love you so low."
I wonder if like Samoans like call like their weed the ulafala. Yo, you want some of that good ulafala oofs?
All right, so real quick before we move on to our next topic, because this is kind of funny. All right, I want to ask you guys here in the live chat if there is anybody that you could smoke some marijuana with, one joint. Which wrestler are you smoking with? Let us know in the chat.
Dan, Matt Riddle could 100% come back to WWE at some point. Maybe not soon, but he could 100%. They don't close the door on everybody, man. CM Punk came back. They would 100% bring Matt Riddle back at some point. It's just when Matt wants to come back and when they're interested. That's really it.
I think Matt likes doing what he's doing.
But catch a smoking a joint with him first.
All right, so who's somebody that you would want to smoke with in WWE, Ben?
Godfather, Matt Riddle, Jeff Hardy, let me see.
I'm going Rob Van Dam, dude.
Karrion Kross, because I'd want to talk about like movies and film and kind of like aura with him. I think another person is Carlito. And
that would be cool.
Possibly, I'm gonna say Randy Orton.
Randy Orton, I feel like would be.
I'm gonna say Randy Orton.
Chill.
Oh, and Jey Uso.
Yeah, I know that's what everybody here in the chat's saying.
Main
Jey
event
Uso.
Uso. Godfather, we
Godfather.
almost smoked with the Godfather at the Classic. We almost smoked with him at the Classic. Yeah,
almost did. Next
Rey
time,
Mysterio. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah, Ray's cool. Smoke with Liv. I know Alex Johnson. That's his answer. Yep, that's his answer. Smoke with. Oh man! All right, that's the cue to go into the next topic. So, with that being said, let's get back into some wrestling news. Love talking about marijuana though. That was fun.
Do you feel him, sir? Him and Cody with a press conference after winning the titles. They were drunk as fuck.
Oh my god,
that's where you started.
Do you feel him, sir?
No, I thought. Wait, didn't the Yeet thing start?
No,
in
that's
France?
when.
Or the chants in the crowd was France, right?
No, yeah, but it was that press conference is when Yeet started because
he started doing Yeet.
Every time fucking Cody said something, he'd be like Yeet, Yeet, Yeet.
I'm still mad that he didn't take that joint from Travis Scott.
We need a stoner power of the poll.
Now.
Yes. Yes, Angelo.
Ooh, hold on a minute.
Stoner power of the poll. Yes.
All right, next week.
Next week. Fuck it.
All right,
fuck it.
All right, we're not waiting 420. We're going to have our own 420 next week.
No, you're right. 420. That is the best time to do it.
Yeah, but it's WrestleMania week, so we can't really. So next week we're doing it.
Okay.
Next week.
Okay, that's
next week to be fair, because we have to do WrestleMania based question.
And it's weird that WrestleMania is fucking so late this year.
420, Ben.
That's weird. Oh, that's gonna be dope ass Mania.
Looks like we're doing the dream upstairs this year. So with that being said, let's get now into our next topic. DX has taken over WWE. Triple H is head of creative. Shawn Michaels is running NXT. And according to PW Insider, Road Dogg Brian James has been named the new co-leader writer for SmackDown. What's your thoughts on this?
First of all, before I answer that, 420 is literally Easter this year. So we got WrestleMania, Easter, and 420 all in the same day. We're fucked, y'all. We're fucked. Okay.
If any of my family is listening to this, I'm sorry. I will not be at Easter this year.
Nah, we're gonna be fucking clonked, bro. But as for Road Dogg taking over SmackDown, I mean, obviously it's a good move. People are concerned about it because when he was first in charge of SmackDown, he would get his ideas basically so picked apart they weren't even his own anymore by Vince McMahon. So with Road Dogg being under Triple H's fucking wing, literally another member of DX, I mean, dude is going to produce greatness on SmackDown, which really honestly needs it because SmackDown is lacking as fuck compared to Raw, and even sometimes NXT is better sometimes, and I hate admitting that.
It is wild as fuck knowing that so many years ago, DX almost got WWE taken off of Monday nights on USA Network because of all the shenanigans that they were doing. Now they pretty much run the entire fucking company. It's wild. It's like we're living in a parallel universe.
Because we are, Danny.
Yes, we are. We're in a new era, baby. But yeah, so pretty much that is right, Angelo. AJ Styles stuck up for him on Twitter saying give him a chance because when he was in the positive, Vince was the boss, so everything went through him. I'm gonna let you read the fucking comments.
Angelo except Billy Gunn, yeah, because Billy Gunn is in AEW right now doing things with office supplies.
Well, snip, snip.
Yeah,
chop,
dude,
chop, yo, baby.
Got your ass, boy.
Yo, pee-pee.
Got your ass.
Yeah, Billy Gunn, I think once his contract's up with AEW, I could see him doing something in WWE.
Oh,
Bro,
100%.
He hasn't been on TV in since December.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Max Castrodow's doing this whole Best Wrestler Alive thing, which is fucking great. I love the whole Best Wrestler Alive gimmick, but
not the office supply.
But I do hope we get X-Pac in some job, and I hope that we get friggin' Billy Gunn as well, because I would love to have the whole DX crew. But yeah, all jokes aside, I will say this. Because of what, I feel like what he did in his first time as a head writer for WWE, we can't be judging based off of that because there's a whole new team now on the main roster with WWE. So I feel like having Brian James, we're just gonna have to see what happens within the next couple weeks. I feel like he could make SmackDown better because he was one of the most charismatic guys during the Attitude Era. Somebody I feel like that really doesn't get his flowers. Because, he was a huge success with that second D-Generation X when Shawn Michaels retired.
Am I the only one that feels like X-Pac would do a better job on NXT commentary than Booker T? I can't stand Booker T's voice after a while.
Fuck you! No!
I don't like Booker T's voice after a while.
Well, I don't like you, and I have to listen to your voice.
X-Pac on commentary, motherfucker!
I fucking love Booker T, but he could leave NXT when Trick Williams gets called up. Because I need him with Trick Williams at all times. Protect Trick Williams at all costs.
Ducky, quack, quack.
Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Oh, yeah, man. That's who I would want to smoke with is Booker T.
He seems like he smokes every time he fucking does something. Anytime he does a public appearance, he fucking smokes like a shit ton of weed.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Angelo. Max Caster jobbing out to Hangman, yeah, but he's getting television time and people are actually finding his act entertaining. And that's the whole point. But I will say though, we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens next couple weeks with Road Dogg. I do hope it works out because SmackDown has been very hard to watch. So hopefully he can make it a little bit more watchable. Mm-hmm. But moving on now to our next We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors. Fans have been wondering why AEW hasn't been advertising pay-per-views in advance anymore. Well, according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, one of the reasons AEW pay-per-view dates aren't being announced well in advance is because WWE countering World's End and All In Texas, as well as other shows. The stuff is being kept top secret, and even those internally don't know of the dates and stuff after April. How do you feel about AEW's new approach with not announcing the pay-per-views more out in advance?
Enjoy this topic, boys. It's all you.
I feel like that's gonna hurt them in the long run because I feel like with them going down in popularity, they're gonna need that extra time to really promote the shows. And if they wait till last minute, people are gonna be like, "Well, yeah, if they're not gonna promote it until now, it's not even worth going. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing. I feel like it's going to be one of those like challenges that it could work, but it also can't work. I feel like it might benefit them having a short notice because then, like us, like people, we're impatient fucks. And if you only have a short time to buy tickets, there's going to be people out there that are going to panic and they're going to buy the tickets fast. And I think that they actually might do better, like, gate-wise, doing it, like, longer. But then at the same time, you need time to build up for these pay-per-views. And not knowing, like, what you can, like, expect. Because sometimes people even travel outside of the cities that these shows are happening. Whether it's WWE, TNA. They travel all over the place, and people make trips out of it, too. So that's something that I think AEW, they're going to have to be very careful with, depending on what show. I think it is petty as fuck that WWE is having a show the same fucking night as All In Texas.
Yeah, but I mean, in reality, like, I'm a fan of both companies, but I would say I'm a bigger fan of WWE currently because I like the creative direction that they're going. But even somebody like me, I'm going to choose to watch All In over Saturday night's main event. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't really honestly think that's big of a deal because you have this massive
yeah, but
pay-per-view.
you're still, but it's the tribalism thing that I don't like. I hate that narrative.
There's always going to be, bro, there was tribalism back in the day with WCW and WWE. You just didn't hear about it because the internet is not what it is today.
Yes, it's literally fucking this thing right here. This is the reason.
But this thing also helps us make money and reach audiences.
It does.
And,
you're right. You're absolutely right. But my problem, like, I don't know, like, even when Vince McMahon made the decision to move Black and Gold NXT to Wednesdays just to kind of get people to not tune into Dynamite, like, I don't like that when companies do that.
NXT got fucking destroyed by AEW.
Yes, they did, but also wasn't like I loved Black and Gold NXT, but then when that happened, they made me choose what I had to watch, and I had to go with AEW because it was new at the time. And because of that, NXT Black and Gold, like, it was just never the same again.
Yeah.
Ben is just living his best life right now.
Yep.
But let's see here what some of the maniacs here said.
He's dreaming of Mercedes Monet's puppet.
So we got Crazy 101. He thinks it's smart. Dan Edwards thinks it's stupid as fuck. Angelo, Saturday night main event is not on the same day as All In. Who's gonna watch that? There's still gonna be WWE people that are gonna watch it. And Dan says marketing is important. If the show is tanking, rebrand it, build the hype for the show. To me, it speaks volumes. They don't take their own product seriously, so why should I?
100%.
That's a really good take, Dan. I got to give you that one.
Yeah, dude.
That was a really good take.
That woke Ben up real quick.
Crazy 101, same, All In over Saturday night main event. Probably that's what I'm going to have to pick as well. But we always could do a thing where I could do a live watch-along for All In, and Ben, you could do Saturday night main event.
It's not on the same day, though.
It's not?
No.
I thought it was on the same day.
I thought it's not on the same day. I thought that's what they were saying.
All In is on the same day as Saturday night's main event.
Oh, it is? Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I could do that.
I just want to say, though, this graphic for Double or Nothing, very nice graphic.
I'm glad that they're moving it out of fucking Vegas, something that everybody's been talking about, since last year.
I know Phoenix. They haven't got an AEW pay-per-view yet, so that's good.
And Phoenix, Arizona is a good market. There's a lot of people in the business that live there, so.
Absolutely. But moving on now to our next We Are Wrestling Weekly News and Rumors. We got some WWE salary updates. According to Fightful, numerous WWE talent and people who help nail deals down claim that the minimum pay for WWE main roster wrestlers is $200,000 per year. Do you think that's too low, too high, or just right? And we want you guys in the chat to let us know as well.
That is beyond average compared to like what people like you and I would be making, 60 hours a week. Like that's more than enough to sit in catering. Like that is more than enough. So I mean, no, I don't think it's too high at all.
Like,
it's not ridiculous.
if
It's not like
you-
they're paying him $500,000.
Yeah, but if you can't live comfortably for making $200,000 a year,
What are you
then
doing? What are you doing?
like maybe you need to control your expectations a little bit and stop buying a shit ton of cars and going on expensive fucking vacations that you're not going to be able to afford.
You could do the
Invest.
vacations, just not the cars, man. And it's like, dude, if you're smart about it, like you could do a lot.
Alex Johnson said that's too low.
No. All right.
So here's what I think about it. I think that it's just right. I think that this is a perfect pay. It's not too high. It's not too low. It's just
comfortable.
right.
It's comfortable.
It's comfortable. It's comfortable pay. Plus, like, I don't think that this, like, also, like with the 2K deals and, like, the action figures and even, like, merchandise sales, I don't think that that's included with their minimum salary, which also has to be something considered as well. I think that, it's a great number because at the end of the day, like, these professional wrestlers are putting their bodies on the line for our entertainment, and they are going out each and every night, giving it nothing but their best. And I feel like, especially with, like, the risk of injury, with, like, concussions, broken necks, like, ACLs, Achilles, I think that, like, getting that type of money is good.
So I just looked it up, and a salary of $200,000 per year is roughly $16,667 per month. $16,000 a month. You can't live on that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. If you can't, you got to be a special type of stupid.
But I am curious, Alex Johnson, why do you think it's too low? But let's see here. We have
That's a
Angelo,
stupid question to ask.
Bro must be rich. Dan Edwards, adding in base salary, PLE bonuses, merch royalties, etc. That's pretty comfortable way of living. Exactly.
Yeah,
so no,
you get more for paper, like PLEs. You get more for merch.
Yes. Yeah.
If you're in the video game, if you're getting action figures, all that stuff as well.
And WWE is phenomenal when it comes to like merchandise and action figures and stuff like that.
Oh, they're great. But moving on now to our last weekly news and rumors. We got 2 new WrestleMania 41 match rumors. According to Wrestle Votes, AJ Styles versus Finn Balor has reportedly been considered as a first time ever at WrestleMania match 441, and Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu scheduled for WWE WrestleMania 41. What's your thoughts on these 2 matchups? And this is a rumor, so take it with a grain of
Jacob
salt.
Fatu and Solo, you said?
Yep.
Oh, see, that one, that makes sense. So I don't even really need to elaborate on that one. But AJ and Finn, there's got to be something brewing then. Like that there's got to be someone's either winning a title or some shit. That's a random match. So there's something big that's going to happen, and we know that Finn's getting a massive singles push this year. So I don't know. I think it'd be really cool depending on what they build and what they present storyline wise, but that's where it's all coming down to. It needs to make sense. Not just because they've never crossed paths.
I thought we were going to aim for AJ Styles and Braun Breaker from what we've been seeing on TV.
Yeah, but I think that that's going to be Elimination Chamber, I feel like. And then I think what's going to happen is Finn Balor is going to screw AJ Styles, and I think that that's what's going to lead to their WrestleMania match. And they're going to build it up like a dream match.
What if... I'm trying to think. I was going to say, because I feel like Finn Balor is going to get kicked out of the Judgment Day. And Dominic has been talking about bringing a new member in. What if AJ Styles gets put in Judgment Day and they sort of rebrand it into being like a new new part of the Bullet Club?
No.
Please
no. I think bringing AJ Styles back to like how he was presented when he first joined, that's the way to go. And I think that AJ Styles right now being a babyface is the right move because we already have so many great, compelling heels that we need to have babyfaces like AJ Styles to compete against them.
Aleister Black is not going to be in Judgment Day. Aleister Black is going to SmackDown. I don't know why people think that he's going to be on Monday Night Raw. They took Zelina Vega at LWO for a reason and put her on SmackDown. He's going to be on SmackDown to be with his wife. I mean, it's pretty much common sense right there. Otherwise, they would have had.
Yeah,
no
but the
reason to
transfer
take her
portal
out.
is not over, I think, until after WrestleMania.
No,
So,
it's over.
Judgment Day could go to SmackDown. Wait,
closed,
it's over?
It closed the weekend of WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble. It closed.
Oh, I thought Dirty Dom was going on SmackDown.
Mm-mm.
What the fuck?
Nope.
That's bullshit. But I will say though, I think that both of these matches exciting, especially Solo versus Jacob. I thought that they should have kind of built it up through time, but now that like Solo has disappeared after losing the Roman, Jacob is really coming. Like the crowd loves him right now, and I think if there's a time to have this happen, it's now. But I will say though, overall though, when it comes to Jacob Fatu and Solo, I think that Jacob's gonna go for the title against Cody. He's gonna lose, and I think Solo's gonna turn on him.
Yeah,
and I think that that's what's gonna happen.
But I pretty much have like
I hate you, Solo.
I can pretty much come up with a pretty solid WrestleMania 41 card.
Let's
Like,
not do
with
that.
just
I was gonna say I think for episode 150, because I think it's a perfect time. It'll be like March.
Yeah.
I think we should come up with our own WrestleMania cards for that episode.
Down.
I think that's a perfect time because then we kind of know a little bit more of the landscape. It's got to be after Chamber, to be fair.
Yes.
So you guys down for that for episode
Down.
150?
I'm down.
All right,
Bro,
hell yeah.
When Jacob Fatu does the I
Motherfucker.
hate you solo, he's gonna get the biggest fucking pop ever.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. All right, so is there anything else news-wise you guys want to talk about before we move on?
Nah.
All right, well, with that being said now, let's get into... We got the music back. Let's get into the We Are Wrestling Podcast Getting Put Over segment, where every week we alternate. We pick one past, present, or future professional wrestler, and we put them over. Last week, Danny picked Solo Sikoa, even though he wasn't here for his pick. That's a bummer. Sucks to be you. You got to wait a couple weeks for your turn again.
Bitch.
But this week, Ben, who are we putting over? This is your pick.
L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so if you guys, this is your first time in the live chat, the way that we do this now for Getting Put Over is we ask you guys some simple questions. Your favorite title run of LA Knight? Yeah. Favorite match? Yeah. Favorite segment? Yeah. Favorite year? Yeah. Favorite rivalry? Yeah. And biggest what if? Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't worry, Dan Edwards, I am going to be having that dummy yeah throughout this entire fucking segment.
Hell yeah.
All right, so let's go over his accolades now. So for Getting Put Over here, LA Knight, well, he started off his career as Eli Drake.
Yeah.
And he is a one-time TNA Tag Team Champion with Scott Steiner. He is a one-time King of the Mountain Champion, which is their former Legends title. He is also a one-time Impact Wrestling Champion, which at the time, it was the Global Champion. Some stupid bullshit there, but we consider it Impact. Also a one-time NWA Tag Team Champion with the Cowboy James Storm. Great tag team specialist. And he's a one-time $1 Million Champion during his NXT time. And he's a one-time United States Champion.
Yeah.
And he was also managed by Paul Bearer as Percy Pringle in the Independents.
Wild.
So, we're going to start this off with our favorite title run. So, Ben, we're going to let you talk about
Let's
it.
go with U.S. U.S. title, baby. 100%, dude. And unfortunately cut ridiculously short for literally no fucking reason now, as we all have come to see. Yeah, dummy. You know, I think that the build to him getting it was immaculate, especially off of somebody like the likes of Logan Paul, who was honestly fucking awful. Yeah. But, you know, I think that with a little bit more time, the right booking, the proper opponents, you know, better moments, better PLE representation, I think it would have been great. It would have put prestige on it. He probably, out of all of the U.S. champions that have held that specific mold of the title, he wore it the best out of anybody that has held it. Like, it looked the best on him. And honestly, it elevated him. It gave him even more fucking aura than he already has without it. And he still has it, weirdly. But honestly, like, I think for this title reign, I think where it lies for me being the favorite, it's, for me, a lot of it is the what ifs. You know, I'm hung up on what could that title have been had they just had handled it with a little bit more care.
Or actually gave him, like, worthy opponents to feud with.
Exactly. Better booking.
So, Danny, what's your
Josh?
favorite title run?
I definitely have to go with the U.S. I feel like it's the one he's the most known for. Like, unless you're like a diehard like us, you really don't know much about his Eli Drake stuff. You don't know much about his independent stuff. And I don't know how many people were watching NXT Black and Gold when he was feuding with God, what the fuck's his name? He got released recently.
Cameron Grimes?
Yeah, Cameron Grimes. So I mean, but the US they prematurely took the title off him. They gave it to
way
Shinsuke.
too soon.
Shinsuke has literally done
nothing
at all.
Dummy. Yeah.
He's a little creepy Japanese guy, you know, spying on everybody in the backstage area.
He really is, and it's so unfortunate because I thought this like new character change was going to be so good, which is why I was excited for him to win the title. But now looking back, I'm like, damn, LA Knight should have won. There you go, Angelo. You got your flowers for that. You were right. I was wrong.
Yeah.
So if I had to pick my favorite title run of LA Knight, I got to go back to Impact Wrestling during the dying days when he won the TNA World Championship. I really enjoyed his run as Eli Drake. I think this was a time where like the company was dying and they needed that new star, and he was that guy. So I really like, during a time where it was so hard to watch TNA, he made it less hard to watch it. So I have to go with his TNA World Title run. But let's see here in the live chat. We got a lot of you guys saying U.S. champion, all that good stuff. So moving on, we have favorite match of LA Knights. So Ben, take it away.
I'm going to go with him and Roman at Saudi. 100%, dude. Like, that was a fucking banger, dude. Like, LA Knight was in that position from fan demand and a fucking hellacious push from John Cena himself, who also is a big believer in LA Knight. Like, that build was so fantastic. Like, we even got good moments out of it, which is also going to be another answer of mine coming up here shortly in the segment. I loved all of this. Like, I hated the fact that it was in Saudi, but dude, the match was incredible. He went up against Roman fucking Reigns because he was just a hot superstar, and they put so many eggs on that dude, and he looked like $1 million fucking dollars in that match. And not even just because of what Roman did for him. He literally ran the match with Roman, and it proved that he could stand as a fucking top guy eventually when they finally decided to put the rocket ship on him. It was a match that I could watch over and over again, and a build-up I could watch over and over again because he earned that spot, bro.
How did he get lost in the shuffle after this?
Win or lose, bro. I don't either, but win or lose, because he was destined for the U.S. title, and he didn't get lost in the shuffle. He was just destined for something else at the moment. But either or, this showed that he could stand in a top guy position 100% and go down with some of the greatest. And it's, again, even the build was fantastic. The build was great. It felt special. Like, again, not everybody gets a segment with John Cena where he's putting you the fuck over. There is not everybody gets it. And the fact that he did is incredible. And this, again, is a match that I could rewatch over and over and over because even Roman had so much respect for this dude.
Absolutely. Danny, what's your favorite match?
I got to go with LA Knight versus Logan Paul at SummerSlam. I think this was
for the U.S. title.
Yeah, I think this was a phenomenal showcase between them. Logan Paul even pulled out some stuff that, you know, he's never done before. You know, I love when he jumped over the rope and then did the leapfrog, like the springboard moonsault. That was pretty dope. I just overall like both these guys, you know, they went the distance. They beat the hell out of each other. LA Knight became U.S. champion. It was a in a massive stadium. It was just a massive moment for him in his career. It just sucks that it didn't last very long.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was also a great match. I love both of those matches that he had. And I think it really helped him during his WWE run. I'm so glad, like, he is not doing that Maximum Male Models thing. Thank God.
Bro, before we end this segment, and before you go into yours, Donnie, I really have to just put out, like, LA Knight had amazing 23 and 24. He worked with Bray Wyatt, he worked with Logan Paul, and he worked with fucking Roman Reigns.
We're going to get into our favorite year in just a moment.
Like, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, like, it's just, the dude.
Come on, Ben, you know the rules.
All right, so I should say,
Dummy,
let me rephrase what I was going to say then. Had they booked his U.S. title run the same way they booked him here, it would have been monumental.
Agree.
That's how I should have said it.
All right, so my favorite match now, I got to go back to his NXT run. I really enjoyed the ladder match that he had with Cameron Grimes for the $1 million title, because the thing is, for me, when it comes to a wrestling match, it's got to have the storyline behind it, and this was a storyline that I was very intrigued with, and I really enjoyed it with Cameron and LA Knight. I think that both of these two, they weren't really getting the proper opportunities before this. And I think adding like the $1 million title with Ted DiBiase, I think really like set these two up for success. And I think that LA Knight really started to like build his WWE confidence because of this feud with Grimes.
Facts.
And I thought that this was a great match. Ted DiBiase turning on Grimes, LA Knight winning, and then he becomes the butler, and like, dude, the storyline was flawless.
Whoa, LA and Walter had a fucking match in NXT and I never saw it?
Apparently not.
Okay, well, I need to see it.
All right, moving on now to our favorite segment in LA Knight. He's got a lot of good ones. So, Ben, take it away.
Let's go with the one where he interrupted Roman Reigns' entrance. That was my favorite fucking segment because, dude, that was aura, man. Dude lifted up his title for the fucking entrance and immediately got interrupted by LA Knight, who walked right past him and didn't even acknowledge it. Nobody has ever done that shit before. Interrupted the Tribal Chief's fucking entrance and made it look so fucking flawless. So flawless. And it was entertaining as fuck. And can we just mention the pop? The pop was insane for that segment. And then he took Roman's fucking chair. And it was just an entertaining fucking signing segment for a championship match. This is how we needed it. This is old school shit. You know, when things were excited, not so corporate, unplanned, different, funny, because Roman is obviously what at the time was in God mode, So for someone to just not take his ass seriously and just get us for the laugh and also put on a banging ass match when that match finally came through, dude, it was a perfect segment. And this is why I'm saying this build up to that particular rivalry is unmatched compared to any other build up or rivalry he's had other than Bray Wyatt.
All right. So what about you, Danny?
My favorite segment has to be from the Jacob Fatu and LA Knight promo from
Same, Dan.
And it was just hilarious, when LA Knight was like, I'll kick you so hard in the head you won't be able to stop the shakes, and then he fucking mimics Jacob Fatu. It was hilarious overall. Like, I don't know. I feel like they'll have a banger whenever they lock horns with each other.
Did I get the right graphic for the segment? Because wasn't Damian Priest in it or no?
I can't remember. No, I don't think Damian Priest was in it.
Well, I couldn't find Jacob Fatu and LA Knight like in a picture. I don't know.
I'm not even gonna lie. This looks photoshopped as fuck too.
It was on WWE.com.
Damian Priest looks upset because you got the wrong graphic.
Yeah, and LA Knight is literally not even in the ring with Damian. Like, they literally fucking photoshopped him in that picture, bro. Like, I can see where the cuts are.
Oh, well, anything can happen when you're live. Anything can happen.
That's wild.
So, Jacob Fatu and LA Knight.
Oh, yeah? Damian came out after he told him that. Yeah.
Here, I deserve this, honestly.
Dummy. Yeah.
Yeah, dummy.
Dummy. Yeah. Dummy. Yeah.
Take that L, bitch.
Dummy. Yeah.
Take it.
Oh yeah.
I've taken it,
yeah.
all right? I've taken it.
I still owe you 17 more for my stream, bitch.
Oh, fuck you. Guys, if you want to, like, go see me, like, in Ben's live chat, just, like,
Dude
stirring
is
the
a fucking
pot,
top
highly
fucking
recommend
shelf
it.
hater.
The only way you could do that is go on to Ben's Twitch, which is down in the links below.
Dude is a hater.
I don't even like. I don't even know like what happened.
No, he just came into the stream and just handing out L's like crazy, telling me that I was taking an L every time I opened my mouth.
Yeah, because he was
basically.
shitting on Cobra Kai. That's why.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's why.
But we're gonna save that for another day on your stream on Twitch.
I bet.
All right, so now getting into my favorite segment, which I couldn't really pick one. I have to go back to his Impact Wrestling days when he did the Fact of Life. I really enjoyed all of these segments. It was like his own little talk show, and he would, of course, have the button.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed this run here. Like, I thought that this really helped him become like his own star at the time, especially when TNA like didn't have anybody. I freaking loved Eli Drake, and I think like I do love LA Knight, but like following his career like back in Impact when he was Eli Drake before everybody was yelling, yeah, I like really enjoyed him in TNA. But moving on, we have our favorite year. Starting off with you, Ben.
I couldn't choose one, so I went into his whole story with 2023 into 2024 because the dude, that's where it really started, you know, because all of 2023 was great for that fucking dude. 2024 had its greatest moments because we thought it was going to be great. So I kind of put it in like the middle section where he was really starting to gain heat around like, or gain traction around like Money in the Bank, and then went all the way until he won his title. And then that's kind of like, that's where I'm putting my year, is that time in between. So it's definitely the blend of two.
That's fair. It is 365 days, technically.
Mm-hmm. And he accomplished all of those things in 365 days. So it may not be like your typical year, but it was in that time period.
What about you, Danny? What's your favorite year?
I 100% do agree with Ben, but instead of adding 2023 within mine, I just got to go with 2024 because I do feel like in a way that was like his breakout year. That's where a lot of his like big accomplishments happened.
Yeah, and look at that merch, bro. That U.S. title merch, bro. That is so
that
fucking
is
gas.
such a cool shirt.
That is gas, bro. That is such a fucking creative.
And like 2023 was a great year for him. I'm just saying 2024, I feel like it got even better. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, he won the title. And he went against Logan Paul.
I go back to my Impact days, 2017 when he was the world champion.
Oh, Chris Masters.
And Donnie, this is what
I loved this run with him in the world title.
Yeah. But I guarantee you, 98% of people have never seen a match that he was in TNA because people weren't really watching it when he was involved.
They really weren't. And I think that's like, he was literally, when I tell you guys this, Eli Drake and EC3 were the only two people that were keeping me tuned in when the Hardys left, when everybody left for WWE. They were the two that kept me tuned into Impact. So I just have a soft spot for TNA, which is why I think I love the world title run.
Oh, TNA's doing phenomenal.
Which was 2017. Oh, I'm happy for TNA. And now let's get into our favorite rivalry. Starting off with you, Ben.
Roman Reigns, son. It all fucking comes full circle. Oh, Bray Wyatt. Wait, was it Bray Wyatt? Yes.
Yeah, what? You
Bray Wyatt, rather. Sorry, Bray Wyatt. That is what really made him a fan favorite, was that feud. And not only was it because, you know, we're going back and that's Bray Wyatt's last real feud and like last like whole storyline wrap up. Like that was his only thing that he really did coming back to WWE was LA Knight, you know, and that was supposed to be like a smaller fish because, you know, when somebody comes back, you know, they go against, you know, more lesser than. And I think that Bray Wyatt really was kind of the first person that saw any potential in LA Knight because he could have gone against anybody. He could have put himself in any storyline. The dude had a lot of pull coming back. He chose LA Knight.
Oh, absolutely.
And this is what set LA Knight on the path to success that he's in right now, was this rivalry. Because not only was it a big welcome back for Bray, but it was a fucking solid push for LA Knight because not only did it not discredit him, it didn't bury him, it elevated the fuck out of him. And unfortunately, with his unfortunate demise, his tribute kickstarted him even further. So this really is what made him a WWE superstar, was this rivalry, because it's something that is going to literally go down in history as one of the most rewatched rivalries because it was Bray's last. And you could tell that they really trusted each other in the ring and they had amazing chemistry. Like, yes, they weren't best friends. Like, they didn't know each other that long. But Bray Wyatt really set LA Knight on the path to success in WWE.
It was the perfect way to get him away from the Maxine Dupree stuff.
And like, dude, who doesn't want to fucking work with Bray Wyatt? The most creative mind in fucking wrestling history at this point.
Oh, you're in a better position on television working with somebody like Bray or somebody like Mysterious. Like
he's the one that came out with the Pitch Black match.
Exactly. And LA Knight fucking came to work for this, not only this rivalry, but that match they had that culminated at the Royal Rumble. Like,
but I do want to say something though before Danny, you dive into yours. So Spencer here said, I didn't know LA Knight was in TNA. So I do want to talk about this for a minute because that's the whole point of this Getting Put Over segment. Like, we want to acknowledge like the career of this professional wrestler, like even outside of WWE, so that maybe after this you can go onto YouTube or you can go to like TNA and rewatch some of the stuff that like I enjoyed like growing up watching. And same thing like for Ben and Danny. Like, that's the whole point of like Getting Put Over, is like the nostalgia behind like these people, and we want you guys to learn stuff as well. So Danny, what's your favorite rivalry?
I gotta go with Logan Paul. You know, and I feel like I talked about it a lot during this Getting Put Over segment. But I mean, they're both, you know, egotistical. They're both cocky. They both can speak on the mic, and they
both think they're a megastar.
Exactly. Like, I just like this feud had all the recipes for success. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It did lead to LA Knight becoming, you know, a U.S. champion or whatever. So it was phenomenal all the way around. And Logan Paul, I don't care what people say, bro. That dude is a fucking worker, man. Like, that dude, when he shows up, he gets the job done. So, shout out to him.
I agree.
I will say this, though, about the Logan Paul and LA Knight feud. I thought they could have done a way better job with it. Like, I remember going back in the time, and like I was a little disappointed in how they did it, especially like at Logan's house. Like, how the hell do you have like LA Knight and Logan just talk and like nothing happens? Like, you could have had like LA Knight like throw Logan into the pool or something. I don't know. But my favorite rivalry of LA Knights, got to go back to NXT, Cameron Grimes. The story was there. Really enjoyed this whole $1 million thing.
Million dollar man.
With the $1 million man.
Dummy. Yeah.
Yeah. So now let's get into our biggest what if. So Ben, we're going to start with you.
What if LA Knight won the Royal Rumble? What if he ended up going to WrestleMania like we thought he was going to a year and a half ago? You know, what would it look like? Because that's for sure what we thought was going to happen for a while. The dude was getting put on a serious path. Like, at one point, we didn't even think he was going to win the U.S. title. We thought they were going to save it till the fucking big one. Like, he was going to be one of the rarities. But lately, it's changed. But I still have hope, you know. But, you know, what would it be like? You know, like, would he start to actually feel larger than life with, you know, all of this credibility under him? Do you think, like, we'd be going into, you know, a new era? You know, like, what would it be like had they put all eggs on him to win? You know, that's just something I always think about.
Yeah, because he is somebody that, like, to be honest, if it was like 10 years ago, like, he has all, like, everything, like, he has to be a main event guy, be a world champion. And surprisingly, like, they never, like, when he was in NXT, like, 10 years ago, they never saw anything with him. Imagine they did. The dude probably could have been main eventing WrestleManias. He could have held multiple world championships.
Yep.
And it's unfortunate that the age is really the only thing.
They screwed the pooch.
Which fucking sucks.
Yep.
But Danny, what's your biggest what if?
scratch the Royal Rumble. What if LA Knight would have beaten Roman Reigns for the WWE title?
That would be a crazy fucking world. I mean, obviously, like,
Ben, you believed it for a little bit. You thought it was going to happen,
dude.
During
like,
the time.
Dude, like, it was such. They were super compelling. They were super compelling on how much that they were really putting in on this guy. Yeah, that's what we're talking about right now, Spence. They really made it seem like this dude was going to be doing some crazy shit. You know, like, I thought it was going to be an upset for a second there because I'm just like, dude, they're putting a lot of stock in him, a lot. And it was like the one time that WWE was really listening to their fan base, you know, and it seemed promising at one point.
It really did. And Crazy 101, that's a good one. What if LA Knight won the Money in the Bank?
That could still happen.
That could still happen. I think he could benefit from holding the briefcase, actually.
I think, honestly, like,
because I think he could have one of the best cash-ins.
He could, especially with his fucking crowd
Charisma
notoriety, dude.
like,
yeah.
Oh my god!
I can see him winning the world heavyweight from Jay.
All right, I got a
I
hot
can see it.
take. I think LA Knight, if he really did have, like, if he got the Money in the Bank, I think that he can get a Dolph Ziggler pop cashing
Facts.
in.
I think bigger. He is like.
You see, I can't say bigger
I would
only
say
because during that Raw after Mania, dude, with all the international fans in the United States, dude, like,
bro,
we don't ever
I'm telling
get
you this.
that.
I'm telling you this right now. If he had the same Dolph Ziggler international fan base reaction, it would be louder.
Yeah,
It
but the
would be
show,
louder.
but you have to also consider too how hot the show was leading to Dolph's cash in. That made it
Yeah.
even better. I don't think WWE is capable of getting that type of, like, reaction.
We'll see.
I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong. But my favorite, so my biggest what if now, I gotta go back to TNA. Because the way LA
fucking
Knight,
Mark.
well, Eli Drake left. What if TNA never booked the Eli Drake versus Tessa Blanchard match? Because that is what led to Eli Drake leaving TNA because he didn't want to work with Tessa. And that was because he doesn't want to do intergender matches.
Really?
That was before the whole thing that happened with Tessa.
Oh, so he didn't want to work intergender matches? That's why he left TNA?
Yeah, he I think refused to put Tessa over. That was the reason, because they were pushing her to be like the first like men's like world champion. And he didn't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either, because like around the time like he wasn't being booked right. But I just think about it, like, what if like his booking was better and they never like let this happen?
Dan, she's
Like,
racist as
would
fuck.
he still be there? Like
Dan,
Dan?
no. No. I'm saving you from that solid 2, buddy.
Yep, Dan, I'm sorry. I got to give you an L in the chat, man. Oh, man. But overall, though, like, I do want to, like, conclude this by saying Eli Drake, LA Knight, one of the most underrated professional wrestlers of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that he's getting all this success in WWE, because for a while, like, it wasn't supposed to happen. And he went out, he betted on himself by going to Impact Wrestling and NWA, and eventually getting the opportunity to work in WWE. So, like, he's somebody that well-deserved, very happy for him, and I think that we could definitely see one world title run before he retires.
Oh, I see that too. 100%.
Anything else, guys, before we get into our main event?
Nah.
Yeah.
Oh, we got one more. We got to go one more.
Yeah. Dummy. Yeah. Yeah. Dummy.
So, guys, for this week's Getting Put Over segment, we put over LA Knight.
Yeah.
And next week, I get to pick who we're going to be putting over, because Danny, you picked Solo last week, and you weren't there, so you have to wait another week for your turn, pal. At least you get the episode 150, you lucky fuck. Ben, you picked LA Knight, so now this week, I'm going to go with somebody who I think is very underrated, and one of my favorite wrestlers as a child, and that is Scotty 2 Hotty.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Too Cool. I want to put over Too Cool.
Okay. Fuck it.
So, yep, next week, guys, we are going to be putting over Scotty 2 Hotty or Too Cool. Probably Scotty 2 Hotty.
All right, sounds good to me.
All right, so guys, with that being said now, let's get into our We Are Wrestling main event topic. And, oh man, I got to give a huge shout out real quick. Donnie Too
Donnie Too
Hottie?
Hottie.
Hell yeah. I like that.
Banging it.
I can't wait for next week's Getting Put Over. It'll be a fun one. But this main event topic, I got to give a huge shout out to Danny Huckins over here, because I had no idea what to talk about for the main event until he mentioned this. And our main event topic is the Hardy Boys are coming to WWE NXT next week. What's your thoughts on the Hardys coming to NXT?
Not surprised. One, obviously, them doing this is definitely solidifying the fact in the future they will 100% be WWE bound to finish up their careers. 100%. This is already just the bridge. Kind of cool seeing them, come by, probably put some superstars over, maybe bury them. I just wish, if there's one takeaway from this, and it's kind of a negative takeaway, I just wish that things were secretive. I wish things were still secretive. I wish they just fucking made an open challenge and the Hardys just came out. I wish that we could have gotten that same nostalgic surprise, because where we see it happening at some point, fans would feel like they were serviced if they weren't told and then they just showed up. The fucking reaction would be nuts. Did you not want that publicity on the internet? Did you not want that sonic boom? Because that would blow shit up out of proportion. That would fucking be crazy. It should have been kept a secret. Example A, their WrestleMania return. Popped. People fucking popped. You want that? If you want to recreate anything like that in a small arena, don't fucking tell people, you idiots.
Well, I will say it was very smart to let them wrestle that Ring of Honor match with the Young
Moose
Bucks.
was a surprise. So fucking
because having them wrestle Young Bucks in that ladder match at Ring of Honor, the night before WrestleMania, that was a great way to kind of hide the Hardys coming to WWE.
Well, yeah, but regardless of the fact, Moose was a surprise, but I guarantee that's why they didn't want to keep the Hardys a surprise, because fucking Moose. Yeah.
Even though it was dumb with Moose, because he didn't really get a big pop, because WWE fans don't really know who he is. He's somebody that they should have done a video package or something for.
Yeah.
But I got something. Hardys versus New Day would be wild. I think we got that when they came back in 2017.
We've got.
Yeah, they feuded with them.
Yeah.
But Danny, what's your thoughts?
I'm not surprised. I understand why they didn't want to keep a secret, because of things, ratings nowadays or whatever, and they wanted to try and get up into the millions or whatever. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I thought they were gonna show up at Vengeance Day, because if you remember Matt Hardy V1, the Matt Hardy version 1 character. At the beginning of his theme song, whatever, he had that typing keyboard, and that you heard that at the end of NXT a couple weeks ago. Turned out to be this new fashion or whatever. But I thought the Hardys were going to show up at Vengeance Day and do something. But I do feel like, because they're going up against No Quarter Catch Crew, they're going up against.
Wait, Danny, you need to read this. Can you read this?
Hardys versus Creed. Hardys retirement match. No.
James, you deserve to be in timeout for that one. Usually I agree with you on a lot of things, but this one, you're out of line, pal.
Dog, I'd rather the fucking Viking Raiders. Fuck.
That would be a good one.
But
we'll talk about that at the end of this.
The Hardys, in the Hardys video that Matt posted on IG, they did mention Fraxium. I think this is going to end up leading to a match between Fraxium and the Hardys. TNA titles versus NXT tag titles at Stand and Deliver.
That would be wicked cool, honestly.
Maybe.
Because I know Fraxium's got a lot of momentum right now, so I think having them work
They're
with
the best
Hardys,
tag team in WWE currently.
I fucking beg to differ that one.
Fraxium? Nope.
Nah. I don't know, overrated. You got a Power Ranger and fucking Seth Rollins wannabe. I'm sorry, Nathan Frazier doesn't really do anything for me. He's just another high-flying guy.
Nathan Frazier was trained by Seth Rollins. That's kind of why he wrestles like him.
He's just another guy with long hair that just does flips.
At this point, just give me the Hardys versus the Motor City Machine Guns, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting a lot of heat for my thoughts on this. Axiom is a Power Ranger. Okay, but I will say, like, with the Hardy Boys, I think I agree with Ben. It should have been a surprise. Like, look at the pop that they got, like, at WrestleMania 33. That was massive. And I feel like Vengeance Day, that would have been a perfect spot for the Hardys to show up.
I thought they were gonna show up after the tag team title match.
And I just want to know, Danny, do you know who these two guys are that called out the Hardys? Are they just, like, random people in the Performance Center?
No quarter catch crew. That is
because I don't really watch regularly in NXT. Something I need to do.
It's a group or faction led by William Regal's son. There, what's his name?
Oh, Charlie Dempsey.
Yeah, Charlie Dempsey. Yeah.
Okay. They remind me of London and Kendrick. No, that is fucking disrespectful right there.
I mean, they kind of do, bro.
Ben, you might need. I might need to show you some clips of these guys. Like, they're good, but like
London and Kendrick, they were like
they have no character. They have no aura. There's no personality. That's what I don't like about them. Which I know it's unpopular for the NXT viewers here. Like, I know you guys freaking love
Kendrick and London were the fucking longest reigning SmackDown champions in history before the Usos broke that record.
To be honest, Kendrick and London didn't have any aura either.
Okay, so that's where you're wrong, dude. Okay, so as a tag team, I will give you that. Like, they had the in-ring aura, 100%. They didn't have it on the mic. However, Danny, you need to go back and do some histories on London.
Even the entrance for London and Kendrick had more aura than these guys.
Yeah, dude. And dude, London on the mic back when he was Cruiserweight London as a heel, bro, was insane. His shit with his fucking promos with Billy Kidman leading to No Mercy 04 were fucking top shelf, bro. And then don't even get me started with Lucha Underground. The dude is a fucking genius. And Kendrick by himself in the early 2003 era, back when he was trying to get hired by Stephanie McMahon, some of the greatest shit Spanky. Some of the greatest shit I've seen entertainment-wise in fucking SmackDown, dude. In the early days. So, no, I can't say that they don't have aura.
Low-key, when it comes to Brian Kendrick, I love the Brian Kendrick character.
The Brian Kendrick was fucking awesome. And technically
he
was a WWE champion.
Yes,
he was a WWE champion.
Yes, he was, Ben.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
He was a WWE champion
take that
for
away
a minute
from
and a
him.
half.
He had more aura than Nathan Frazier. He held the title, bitch.
For a minute and a half, he was WWE champion. He was a current WWE champion.
That's right. Nathan Frazier and Axiom, they wish they could be a freaking WWE champion for a minute and a half.
Axiom is the best tag team in WWE. I'm gonna die on the hill.
Josh, London is the London in Lucha Underground currently on his indie run. He's just not the White Rabbit right now. That's it. But he's basically his gimmick from.
I heard Brian Kendrick got fired because of Matt Hardy because him and Matt Hardy did not get along. So
I thought it was marijuana.
I know
he got suspended for
no.
policy.
It was his
Matt
Twitter.
Hardy.
It was his Twitter posts and his fucking conspiracy theory shit. Like, it was like a lot of it was, and he said some offensive things.
Oh, the Brian Kendrick, that was such a good gimmick. But like getting back into like the Hardy Boys now, I will say I think it is cool that like TNA and WWE have this working relationship, and I hope that like the Hardys, this leads to something great.
And I
hope
gotta
that
say,
this is not a one-off, and it better not be a one-off.
As long as NXT's been around, this is the very first time the Hardys have ever stepped foot inside NXT in any kind of form.
That is true. I will say I kind of hope they would do win the NXT tag titles. That would be legendary.
Yeah,
I feel like it's gonna lead us on to Stand and Deliver, because if you remember, you probably didn't watch it, but Vengeance Day, Santino Marella showed up.
I did. I watched it.
And Ariana Grace was like, put them two together, and they went off to talk about Stand and Deliver and talk about some good stuff. So I do think we're gonna be getting a lot of TNA representation.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. But now, when it comes to like the Hardy Boys now, if you were to pick their retirement match in WWE, because they have said it, they do want to end their career in the WWE, which tag team would you have the Hardys face?
Motor City Machine Guns. At this point right now, Motor City Machine Guns.
What are you going with, Danny?
It's so hard, man, because like there's a lot of teams I would like them to face, but as far as like a retirement match, man, that's
one
tough.
team.
God, I don't even know.
Here, while you think about it, Danny, I'll answer this.
So no, if it was a perfect world and Edge was still there, I would say Rated RKO versus the Hardys. If Edge was still there.
So if I had to pick a team, I'm going DIY.
I'm gonna puke. I'm gonna fucking.
Are you
up.
kidding me? That would be
Throw
such a
up.
good match.
I'm gonna throw up. Oh my god.
Not nowadays,
Chooses
bro.
DIY. That's like Danny choosing
Oh, that would be
3-minute warning.
so good.
Oh my god, no.
I would love DIY versus Hardy Boys because that would
So
get
you
them so
basically-
much heat.
So you would rather.
Because
So
you know what I would
instead
do
of
with though?
Motor-
Because here's what I would do
No.
with the Hardys, real
So
quick.
instead of Motor City Machine Guns, who are a fucking decorated tag team, are legendary as fuck, almost in the same right of the Hardys, but in TNA, you would choose a baby-faced dude with a chin strap and Osama bin Laden's twin to go against them for the retirement match. Are you kidding me?
They are not baby faces; they are heels.
I'm talking about his actual baby face with a chin strap. I'm talking about Johnny Gargano.
He can grow a better beard than you.
He can grow a better
Talking
beard
about
than
baby
me.
faces.
Yeah, but they're not a better fucking tag team than Motor City Machine Guns for this match.
If this
I mean,
was
would you
TNA
really-
Motor City, I would go with that.
would-
But
would
I'm
you
going
really-
DIY. No, because here's why I'm going with DIY. Here's what I want to say. Because here's how I would do it with the Hardys. Here's how I would book it. I would have the Hardys like come back to WWE and they pretty much say like do what Ric Flair did leading to WrestleMania 24, where like if he loses the match, they retire. So it makes you want to tune in to see like when are the Hardys going to lose and when are they going to hang the boots up and they can go on a great tag team run, maybe hold the titles. And that's why I think DIY would be perfect because they're heels. What better way to get the massive heat by having them beat the Hardy Boys and they hang up the boots and they're
Could you
going against one
imagine
of the
a
best
dual?
tag
Could you
teams.
imagine a dual retirement match though between the Motor City Machine Guns and the Hardys? Like, could you imagine both those matches were like, but that match was both their retirements? That'd be actually
hear-
sick
that
as
would be
fuck.
cool.
Did you hear what Carlito said?
What?
He said for his retirement match that he wants it to be a hair versus hair. That way he can shave off the fro and then ride off into the sunset.
Oh shit! Hardys
like
versus
that.
the Usos. I never thought about that.
Ooh.
I never thought about that.
Okay, I
Fuck,
changed
okay,
my
Corey.
mind. Usos.
Okay,
I gotta go
yeah,
Usos.
I forgot
now.
about the
Here's-
Usos.
Here's
I was
what
just trying to be different.
Here's what I have to say, and I think the Usos and the Hardys would be killer.
Thank
I
you,
think
Jay.
That'd be a
I
banger,
think
dude.
I think I'm pretty sure they've had a couple tag team matches before.
Then let's run it back.
I feel like for Jeff Hardy's last match, whether it's singles or tag team, I would want
The
CM Punk.
Tongas,
I would want CM Punk to be involved.
but with Cabacho.
Ooh, real quick, we got Street Profits. A lot of people saying Street Profits deserve it.
No.
Nah,
Nah,
they
You have
whack.
to remember, like, if this was like 20 years
All
ago,
street,
yes,
no
but
profit. What do you mean?
The Hardys.
That's what I would
the
want
Hardys,
ended at WrestleMania.
the Hardys are much
All
slower
street, no
now, so
profit.
you gotta put somebody in the ring with them that's sort of at the same speed as them.
Nah,
DIY,
I mean, yeah.
I think is perfect.
I would want.
or Usos.
I'm gonna.
I know. For Jeff Hardy's final match, I would want CM Punk to be involved. But how do we turn that into a tag team match?
Yeah.
That'd be a good singles match. I think they should do one more.
Jeff Hardy and
singles
CM
match.
Punk. I mean, they had a very.
But you already retired
memorable
Jeff
feud.
once. We don't need that to happen again.
He didn't. He didn't retire Jeff.
Well, on WWE, like that was the thing. Like
The
he lost,
loser. No, it was the loser leaves SmackDown. It wasn't the loser retires from pro wrestling.
Oh, I don't know. Hardys versus KO and Sammy, that can't happen because KO and Sammy hate each other now. Hardys versus CM Punk and Cena, that'd be a fun little 2K match, but I don't think that can happen.
fun
in real
little
life.
2K
Like,
match.
I know-
All right, I'm done with your ass for the night.
I know. I
I'm
know.
done
and
with your ass for
I
the
think-
night after that.
Now, I think even Jeff Hardy said that he would want his final match to involve CM Punk. I just don't know how you turn that into a tag team match. Is there
That could be his
somebody
last singles match.
Is there
Yeah,
somebody?
singles, bro.
Is there somebody that CM Punk has history with that he could like team up with, like whether it's like bringing somebody in for
Oh my god,
something?
no! This is singles
I have
match.
no idea.
Singles.
You can
But
retire a tag team,
I
but
thought-
not yourself.
I thought it would
Jesus.
be fun to fantasy book that since they are the
I don't
main
even
event
know.
topic here.
Yeah.
But we all know that the Hardys, they know whatever they're going to do, it's going to be magical. And it's going to be one hell of a retirement tour. But anything else, guys, before we close off this week's episode?
Nope.
Today's episode was killer, man. It was great.
Absolutely. So to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, let us know in the comment section below your thoughts on all the things that we talked about this week on another live episode of the We Are Wrestling Podcast. If you guys want to be a part of it, every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and a couple other things too. We do have a couple watch-alongs happening in the beginning of March that you guys are not going to want to miss. AEW Revolution and WWE's Elimination Chamber. But to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs, if you guys enjoy this, smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac already and you're listening to this podcast, wherever you get your shows, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download the episode and give us a follow. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac already, over on the YouTube channel where you get the best pro wrestling content, including the live episodes of the podcast every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Go follow We Are Wrestling over on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok. We're posting daily news over there and exclusive clips. And if you guys want to support We Are Wrestling just a little bit more, we have a brand new We Are Wrestling Clips channel that we're going to be launching clips every day starting March 1st. If you guys want to go check that out, it is the pinned post there and in the comments down in the links below. But of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we'll see you guys next Wednesday for another great episode. And of course, you already know, we are taking over. And Danny, you need to clean your background. Peace.
Bitch.